was a conference call on Sunday, May 31st, to talk about Chicago's response to the widespread looting. On the call were Mayor Lori Lightfoot and all 50 Chicago aldermen and alderwomen, including Alderman Raymond Lopez, one of the mayor's harshest critics. Now, for context, on the day of the conference call, Chicago had 699 arrests, mostly looters. 132 officers were injured. There were 48 shootings, 17 homicides, and Alderman Lopez accused the mayor of being underprepared as the looting spread, saying his ward had become a virtual war zone. Listen.
Half our neighborhoods are already obliterated. It's too late. We have to come up with a better plan, because my fear is once they're done looting and rioting and whatever's going to happen tonight, God help us, what happens when they start going after residents, going into the neighborhoods?
Get it off your chest? Call the Dave Weinbaum Show. They accuse this show of being run by boobs. Well, let me tell you something about us boobs. We're real and we're spectacular. Want politics and fun sprinkled with a lot of laughs? You're in the right place. Heard in 50 states and 98 countries, we just put 11 years of radio excellence into the can. Now, in our 12th year, the Dave Weinbaum Show is on the air. Just months ago, Donald Trump had this country running on all cylinders, pumping jobs and cash into the pockets of all, including blacks, Latinos, women, and other minorities. He did it by renegotiating the bad deals of past administrations, especially the bad ones Vice President Biden made that enriched his family while filling the pockets of Ukrainian oligarchs and Chi-Com party hacks and the mullahs in Iran. The former Obama VP did this to the direct destruction of American jobs. Trump kept his promises to those in the welfare plantation of the Democratic Party and revealed something that Dems had lied to the minorities about. The American dream is real. It's achievable. And it's spectacular and unique to the USA. And as to the crabs that started to escape the bucket of despair, to their salvation as real and endowed Americans, the Dems, like the crabs at the bottom of the barrel, reach up to those above them about to escape, grasping their legs and dragging them back down to the lie that they were not eligible to the American dream. They did it with impeachment hoaxes, racist lies, extended government shutdowns, pandemic nonsense, constitutional overreach, and finally, paid mercenaries like Black Lives Matter and Antifa, using the wicked murder of George Floyd as a weapon to defund all police and destroy black neighborhoods at their very whims. Just like in the good old Obama years. All this to convince their base to overthrow and or coerce a vote to bring those crabs back to the bottom of the pail with the rest. Our responsibility as Americans, in my opinion, is to stand side by side with the woke minorities who now know that they can win in America. They can succeed in America. And they shouldn't look back to hopelessness and despair. They should reach back down to those at the bottom of the barrel and drag them up. The most important lesson you can learn from winning is that you can. Or am I wrong? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dave Weinbaum. I'm your radio talk show host. I'm here with radio legend and the owner of this radio station, Steve Wheeler.
Good morning,
Steve.
Good morning.
And my lovely bride, who was like minutes early today. I don't know why. She's really been on it the last couple of days. That's the beautiful, the hot Lisa Ann Strausser Weinbaum.
That's quite the introduction. Thank you, honey.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
There you
Now
go.
I got to live up to that, or what?
No, that means I get to be a jerk for a couple more days without you interceding.
I don't think that's going to buy you days, but we'll talk about
And
it.
I don't know what the hell that is, but that's a light on the phone, and that indicates that there's a caller. I'm not sure who it is, but I think we ought to play this song just in case. Okay? Hey, everybody sing.
You're a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street, gonna be a big man someday. You got mud
Blood
on
in your face, you big disgrace.
kicking your can all over the place, singing.
We will rock you. We will rock you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest, I think. He is 251 years old and 1 week. And he is the opening act to the Dave Weinbaum Show, the most reliable caller I've ever had. Please give a great welcome to none other than J.J. Bradshaw. Yeah, let's give him some applause here.
I want to hear it down in Doolittle. Come on.
Oh, no, I think that's Chester. That's definitely him. He's a clunker. When he claps, it clunks. Anyways, hey, how you doing there, big guy?
Well, you know, Dave, I'm 252 and 1 week.
Oh, I'm sorry. I screwed up.
I'd love to be able to say that has given me additional insight into the meaning of life, but I'm afraid that failed badly.
All right. So what is under your tinfoil hat? Because
Well,
you are all-knowing, sir.
I have my tinfoil MAGA hat on, and by the way, your monologue, first class this
Thank
time.
you.
I love
Thank you.
the analogy of buckets of crabs.
Thank you.
I got a few things to say about Antifa and Black Lives Matter. And the rioting that occurred in Minneapolis, Seattle, New York, Los Angeles, after the death of Floyd, a little of that is honest to goodness First Amendment protest. I got no problem with that. But the interesting thing I found, and the question that I want to have answered is, pallets of bricks showed up at the areas of the riot. And a pallet of bricks is pretty heavy. This is not something a couple of guys in a pickup truck can deliver. You got to have a forklift to get that thing there. I want to know who supplied those. I suspect it's Soros-based or Clinton Foundation-based, or pick any communist organization that you like. But it surprised me that those conveniently showed up at the areas of the riot.
And no one saw them come in, and no one knew they were there.
There's bound to be cameras out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Now, Seattle, we've got the Capitol Hill Free Zone, about a 6-block area, and Mayor Jenny Durkin has done what all Democrat politicians do, and that is when anything troublesome occurs, they back off. They let everything happen in any way that it happens. Now, this looks like a coordinated event, and the point of all of this is the following. I think you mentioned Black Lives Matter and Antifa. I think Black Lives Matter is being used as a pawn in this thing, and I can't believe that the blacks haven't woke up and recognized that they're being used. They've been used by the Democrat politicians for literally decades and decades. The Antifa folks tend to be a really disorganized bunch, but I think we've got some paid antagonists here that come in, rile up Antifa, rile up Black Lives Matter, get a riot started, and then quietly fade off into the woodwork someplace and let things happen as they will. I think if the police, if the DOJ ever get around to studying videotapes from these areas, they're going to see the same faces show up in a variety of places. I really think this is a conspiracy, and I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but I believe we have some anarchists out there that will use any motivation, any excuse to stir up trouble and try to wipe out the American dream.
Well, it's been going on since the 60s at least. Remember the riots in the 60s?
Yeah, they burned down Watts. Remember the 1968 riots in
Chicago Convention, yeah. And like I say, I think there's a reason for everything. I mean, Trump was in cruise control. I don't mean that to talk about Ted Cruz, but he was in control of this government. It was moving. I mean, and he did it while being dragged down. Literally, they had him in a chokehold with the impeachment and all the other crap they were doing to him, and it didn't work. So all of a sudden, we got the pandemic, and these doctors that are controlling the country, even today, and there's still a lot of controversy as to him shutting down the government.
Yes,
but he did it, and now they're saying, well, maybe we should shut it down again. You know, I mean, if you notice, the liberal governments are reluctant to open. They like keeping people down. They like this economy bad. And all of a sudden the numbers have changed. Trump is a little bit in trouble. All right? Does this sound like a coincidence to you?
No, it's not coincidental, and that was my next point. Our economy is, I think, in trouble at the moment. I hate to use the R word, but I think when the COVID-19 backs off a little bit, and I believe that it's going to in the next few weeks, you'll see our economy open back up. Trump says he thinks it's going to rebound quickly. I think segments of it will rebound quickly. The stock market, surprisingly, has been doing okay, even with the ups and downs.
Yeah.
But I think the economy will, leave it alone, it will be okay. The Democrats that want to keep their cities shut down and their states shut down, and I said Democrats because this stuff is happening literally in blue states only. Now, the question that I have about that is, we've got elections coming up in November. Will these clowns be voted out of office? I don't know. I suppose that depends on the loyalty of the hardcore Democrats. Are they going to vote Democrat no matter what, ignore the facts? I think some of these folks are going to be bounced out on their ears, and rightfully so. In particular, Mayor Jenny Durkin there in Seattle, I think has got not a chance in the world of being reelected.
And the governor there, Islay, whatever his name is.
And her police chief there is also female, and of course she's been ordered to stand down.
Well, the police chief was against this. She was against being leaving and not defending her ward there that had the police headquarters in it. They're there at the police headquarters, okay?
Of course, she serves at the whim of the mayor. So she's doing what she's told to do. But I think these folks are not likely to be reelected, and that's the way our system's supposed to work. If you've got a bum politician, you get them out.
And Goebbels served at the whim of Hitler.
Indeed. Good analogy, wasn't it, Dave?
Thank you. Well, sort of. I don't know. You get in trouble with Hitler analogies anywhere you go.
One last thing, and that's General Flynn.
Yes, sir.
And I predicted months ago that there would likely be subpoenas and perhaps indictments over the folks that orchestrated the coup.
Yeah.
And it looks like that's fixing to happen right soon.
Barr has tipped his hand in an interview to Bret Baier saying, this is going to happen. You're going to see some indictments, and it's not going to matter when the election is. We're going to do it when the investigation is ready to do it. And
that is how it should be.
Exactly. All right. Well, it didn't stop the other side from trying this impeachment scam well before the election, like a year before Trump became president. So here it is.
The Democrats are not bound by any rules. They'll do whatever they can do to achieve power or maintain power.
We're witnessing that right now. We are witnessing that right now. And they're giving it their best.
Voter.
But I think they're overlooking what the country is really thinking about. And, Trump getting elected the first time was something they thought would never happen. Every poll had Trump behind on the day of the election. 100% he was going to lose. So, can you trust these polls? No. Because they're weaponized. There's no doubt in my mind CNN having Joe Biden up by 12 or 13 points is ridiculous. And
these folks are bought and paid for.
Who believes it?
Well, I don't. One last thing,
yes, sir.
The Dems are very much anti-Second Amendment on all levels. But if you notice the Seattle free zone, there's been still photographs and videotape of folks with AR-15s guarding the entrances.
Isn't that amazing?
They would say they're using their Second Amendment rights, and okay, I can buy that. But at the same time, these are the same folks that say nobody that's a civilian should have any kind of semi-automatic weapon.
JJ, one more thing.
Yes.
You remember the Tea Party when they used to gather, and they'd gather in Washington, and they were called racists and all that. And the Obama administration was saying, we need to take the arms away from these people. We need to arrest them. We need to kick them out. Okay, now that the change has happened, that now that you have these protesters again, which is, to your point, fine. But the looting and the burning and all this other stuff, and the excuse now is to defund all the police. How do you defund the police? How do you kick the police out of areas? Well, what's up with? And they're scared to death of it in Chicago. You're going to hear later from this guy in Chicago how scared he is for his constituents and the rest of the city.
When you defund the police, the next in line is the militia. And I'm a Tea Party member from way back. And
there you go. Well, me too.
You could say I'm a militia member of.
Of course, you were a Tea Party. You were a Tea Party. You were a Tea Party guy in 1775.
Well,
right?
That's right.
You were just a kid back then, but hey.
I have seen some history, Dave, and I'm afraid history tends to repeat itself.
You got that.
I choose not to teach history in our culture now. Okay, Dave,
all right, my friend.
The rest of your show. God bless you.
God bless you, and God bless the opening act to the Dave Weinbaum Show, J.J. Bradshaw. Okay, I'm in a mood now, and I don't know what the hell that mood is, but I'm feeling a little, like pasta, I feel a little pasta in the morning. Do you eat pasta for breakfast? I don't know.
I brought some today.
But I'm feeling a little bit here, right there. I majored in anger management. I went to FU. Forget about it. Yeah, forget about it, you. What did you think? What are you thinking? Clean up your act out there. Come on. Forget about it, you. FU. Okay, come on. What's wrong with you people? Anyways.
Mine's right in the gutter, Dave.
Yeah. Forget about it.
Come on.
Forget about it, you.
We know what you meant.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
what?
we know what you meant.
Right, exactly. Forget about it, you. Now, you going to start at me? Huh? Oh, yeah, my own wife. I have to watch out, though, because she's around me when I sleep.
Yeah.
So I got to be very, very careful what I say when I'm awake.
You're lucky you woke up this morning.
There you go. You see the threat I get? Do you see that? Oh, my goodness. Anyway.
You heard it right here.
We're back on the show.
KKID.
Yes, we did. That's right. Hey, we're famous here. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Mr. Dave Weinbaum.
Oh, the Godfather himself is listening, and he calls all the way from
that's right.
All the
But
way
you gotta
from
watch where
Italy.
you lay your head.
You're from Corleone, right?
Excuse me?
You're from Corleone.
Corleone? No,
Sicily.
I'm really from Sicily. I used to be in Italy,
Yeah.
but I had a bad attitude, so they gave me a boot, and I went to Sicily.
Oh, okay. So they kicked you out of Italy and put you into into Sicily. Is that correct? And we got background music for you too.
Oh,
By the way,
maybe
listen
true,
in.
maybe true, Dave.
Your Goomba, Steve out there playing some Italian music right there. Little Godfather
Steve is a
background.
good boomba.
He knows how to find me, so I'm making
Yeah,
him
there you
happy.
go. Well, no. We all want to
That's right.
respect the Godfather.
That's
okay?
right. There you go.
So, what you got for me, Godfather? Anything?
Well, I just want to say it's very sad what's going on today. This is a good country, and God bless the country, and a good people like you and Steve with his radio station. You will all reach out and you will help people to stand up against this atrocity.
Coming from you, Godfather, that is a blessing. Thank you so much for being.
You guys are a blessing.
Oh no.
So
no.
you go and have a good weekend, and you have a good show, and don't forget to eat your
Eat your pasta. I knew you were going to say that.
Hey, hello, Mr.
Great
Lisa.
weekend to you, Godfather. All right, let me tell you about this show, ladies and gentlemen. So far, it's a big start, I think. And, we just had JJ. Isn't he terrific? I mean, Wunderbar, 252 years. I had him 251 years in 1 week, 252 years in 1 week. And we got the Rabbi coming all the way from Efrat, Israel. He's coming up. Cheryl Chumley, the Washington Times editor. And she is actually a banned person now. She's officially a banned person. We're going to have to talk about that because I don't think she resuscitated her good standing.
Cheryl Chumley got banned?
Cheryl Chumley. Yeah, wait, we're going to hear about that. We got for all you guys like JJ who are clamoring for a lawyer or clamoring. You might have stomach problems. Clamoring, is that a word? No.
I think
Anyways,
clamoring.
Clamoring, yeah. But clamoring could be something that, my stomach feels bad. I'm clamoring. I just invented a word. I invent words as I go along. And Elad
Add them
Hakim,
to the dictionary.
We're aware.
the lawyer, and we're going to be talking about upcoming indictments and what else is going on, all the kneeling and stuff like that. DeAnna Lorraine, she'll be calling up. She's always a hoot. And special treat, again, as always, Liz Cabrera, the fiery Latina. All right, we're going to be right back. Call the show 573-364-4433 and get it off your chest. Of the multiple choices for investing advice, the Brummett team at Stifel is ready, willing, and able to form a plan to suit your needs. Member of SIPC and NYSE, the Brummett team has been in business for 30 years. Call 573-364-8930. That's 573-364-8930. My son Aaron and I are proud clients of the Brummett team.
Sydney's in Rolla reminds you they're open each day, Tuesday through Saturday. If you're looking for something to do, stop in. They're open till 1:30 a.m. each night. Also, they have a menu of appetizers to choose from like jalapeno poppers, steak bites with bacon, and more. Escape to Sydney's with over 100 whiskeys to choose from or signature drinks and over a dozen beers on tap. Sydney's, 707 North Pine, downtown Rolla, where friends meet.
Every business needs just the right sign to get people into your business. Missouri Neon Outdoor is here to help. Missouri Neon Outdoor has been family-owned and serving the Ozarks for 80 years. Outdoor advertising remains one of the most cost-effective ways for businesses to build awareness and drive customers to their door. And they offer billboard coverage in over 25 counties in southwest Missouri. Missouri Neon Outdoor has an expert creative staff that can design a great look for you. Call today for available locations in your area. 1-800-788-1778.
The next time you need work on your vehicle, head to Muffler Mart on Highway 63 across from the Phelps County Fairgrounds in Rolla. It's been over 35 years since Muffler Mart has opened their doors. Marty, Keith, and Carl combined have over 120 years of auto repair experience. Their name says mufflers, but they do it all. And now you can visit them on Highway 63 South, just across from the Phelps County Fairgrounds. Muffler Mart in Rolla. For more information or appointments, call 364-5434. That's 364-5434.
Hi, I'm Pat Tackett, broker for VIP Properties with offices in Salem and Houston. We welcome you to stop by one of our offices and visit. If you have any questions regarding real estate with buying or selling, all agents with VIP Properties will be happy to help you with your interest. We have a wide selection of listings with residential, farms, commercial, recreational, even a few live water properties. In Houston, call 417-967-8888 or Salem 573-729-7622. Thanks and stop by.
Your loved one may have lived an amazing life, inspiring family, friends, and everyone he or she met. And now you're wondering, how do we celebrate this amazing life? This is Rick Miller at Null & Son Funeral Home in Rolla. Whether funeral wishes have already been planned in advance or the arrangements are left up to the family, the professional staff at Null & Son will guide you through this difficult time. When you have questions, call or stop by Null & Son Funeral Home.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
It all started on this program just a week ago after the violence and looting that we saw in Washington, D.C., where a famous church was torched and our memorials were desecrated and businesses were looted. I said on your program last Monday that the National Guard needs to be called in, and if they can't back up police sufficiently enough to stop this anarchy on our streets, then the Insurrection Act provides the president with the final resort tool that he needs. Now, fortunately, more and more cities and states called in the National Guard through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of last week, and that was not necessary. But the New York Times actually asked me to explain in further detail that exact point I made. They even defended it. The publisher defended the decision to publish that column after it was published, and the mob in their newsroom began to demand that it be taken down, there be consequences. And within a day, it turned into something like a struggle session from the Cultural Revolution in Mao's China, where the adults had to prostrate themselves and apologize in front of the woke children that apparently now run the New York Times newsroom.
Okay, that was Tom Cotton. Why do I always forget his name? He's a great senator. He's out of Arkansas. He's an ex-military guy. And speaking of great senators, boy, do we got one in Missouri. Josh Hawley. Not that the other one. What the hell's his name? Blunt? Didn't have his day. I don't know. You don't hear from him much anymore. Yeah, I think he's on his way out, definitely. But Josh Hawley is great. Okay, can you believe they had a vote in the Senate on something? I'm trying to think what it was exactly. It was about maybe defunding the police or something. Let me see if I've got this. Republicans vote to change military bases names. Republicans. Our Senator Hawley voted nay. 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 Anyways, no, that was a bad horse imitation. I don't know. I get lost sometimes, so what are you going to do?
Out both ends.
This guy's he's good, and he's on Fox a lot and stuff like that. This is big. Upcoming, we got the Rabbi, so we're on the lookout because, you never know when kosher mobile goes into effect. It could be a holiday or something. Who knows? Half the time he doesn't even know when the holidays are. He forgets them. But he's always somebody always straightens took us out, and he obeys all the laws.
There you go.
And he's a good Jewish boy. And unlike me, who does not do everything the right way in terms of the religion, I'm learning what it is to do the right way. I doubt that I'll ever get there at this age. But it's good to do what you can for what you think is the important things that God makes true. And God bless this rabbi. Of course, don't tell him.
Keep practicing.
Don't tell the rabbi said God bless him, because he's going to get all icky, and goofy. I don't know who this is, but I think we ought to play his song anyways. So.
Yeah, 1 second, Dave. You were talking to another rabbi? Sounds like you're cheating on me.
No, actually, I'm cheating with you on him because he was the first rabbi. Listen to this. I got rabbis fighting over me. This is kind of weird. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, good friend from the Holy Land, tour guide, rabbi, who flies the world for Unison, official rabbi to the state of Missouri and the Dave Weinbaum Show. Please welcome all the way from Efrat, Israel, Rabbi Moshe Rothchild. There you go. Oh, my goodness. Whoa. I think the Chinese are out there applauding you for pushing Chinese restaurants and food. Welcome to the show. Was I right? Is this the rabbi?
This is. Thanks, Dave, for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. It's always a pleasure, and happy anniversary to you. I understand it's your anniversary. My lovely bride said your kids made a video. I haven't had a chance to see it yet.
It's awesome. You guys are very gifted.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary to you and Yonit.
Yeah, thank you.
Is that what they call it?
20 years.
Is that what they call it? Gifted? Okay, I just
well, you
as a
watch
special education, or
it's good. You want me to play
it? Hey, say, Rabbi, have you been uprooted by the Israeli courts yet? Like everyone else seems to be, like all the other people that are occupiers in Israel.
No, not us. We are, I think, pretty safe. We are definitely in one of the areas that they will not ever abandon, and if the annexation plan goes through, we will definitely be part of it.
So what about the rest of them?
Well, it's actually a very well-guarded secret. Netanyahu has not released an exact map of what areas he is or not planning to annex in the Judea and Samaria, and quite honestly, I'm not 100% convinced he's going to go through with it because of all the pressure on him. But we don't know. One thing I do know is that where we are, there are so many people. It is clearly one of the areas that they will annex. We're 5 minutes from Jerusalem, south of Jerusalem.
Where's he getting all this pressure from?
He's getting the Palestinian Authority, of course, has drummed up the Europeans. The Europeans, they're always anti-Israel or anti-Semitic or both. They usually go together. And so the Europeans, this week we had a visit from the German foreign minister, European Union, there was a group of international lawyers, 100 international lawyers that signed some document against Israel, and the left wing in Israel, believe it or not.
The Germans came to Israel to tell the Israelis how to do their business. Is that correct? The Germans, I mean, is this irony or what?
Yeah, that ticked off a lot of people. There were a lot of rallies. Remember, Germany exterminated 6 million Jews 70-something years ago, and here they are telling us what we should and should not do.
Telling you whether and how you can survive. Yeah, that's exactly. Those are great people to listen to, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Well,
so we don't really take them seriously.
Well, let me just say this. Yeah. Jews may not be able, as per your example, to fold clothes, but Israel was number 3 as the safest nation from coronavirus in the world, although they've had some 300 more cases identified in the last last week or so. What's going on?
And that's without the help of the Germans. We were able to do it. Believe it or not, Germany was one of the worst. I mean, did
you test the Germans that came in?
Yeah, I think they gave them well, I shouldn't go down there, but
no, you probably shouldn't. Yes, I know what you're talking about. An enema? No, you don't do that.
Yeah, different kind of exam.
Don't do that. No. That's wrong. Don't even say that. You don't even say that.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
No.
Go ahead.
I would
yes.
Wait a minute.
Say is that my wife has something here.
There's been a bit of a spike here in the last.
Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Stop the music. Listen to this.
Yeah.
Who's this? Wow! Look at that. Look at those kids. They look like they're from Israel.
Yeah, they did the music, the editing. I mean,
oh, you got to be quiet. We're trying to listen to this, Rabbi.
Know that I appreciate you. The times that Abba wakes up and teaches us to. Yeah, you know that he works hard for me and you. Well, my mom, she is the bomb. She cooks our food and it's really yum. She bangs like Bob Ross. We love you.
She paints like Bob Ross. I don't know if you caught that line.
And we love you. And we love you 20 years, yeah. That's insane. From the children, happy anniversary.
You are so much with all of our needs. You make us things and you give us all the stuff we need. You are the best parent in our galaxy. Love you so much, happy anniversary.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
All right, I think we've heard enough. Thank you so much.
There you go.
My
Happy
gosh.
anniversary.
Those are the
awesome.
Rabbi's kids, and that was great. That was hip hop. You should be playing that on the radio here in the rest of your shows. This is Jewish hip hop, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
You got to put that video up on your website.
I will. Don't
a
worry.
good idea.
She told me about this like 15 minutes before I had to leave, and I just didn't have time to do it. But I will. Don't worry. I put your stuff on my site. You know that.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. I'm pretty good about that. That was great.
We
though.
were shocked.
Oh my God, was that good? That was really
You like that. My 8-year-old there singing it.
Yes, your 8-year-old was great. The whole thing. Maybe you got to. Really cool. I think you got something there. I think the kids are
like they were the new Jackson 5.
Yeah, the Rothchild 5.
Yeah,
how about that?
The Rothchildren.
The Rothchild children. The wrath of the Rothchild children. How's that? Okay, so let's get back to this stuff, which seems like ordinary compared to what we just heard. Hey, the Iranian, the newest slogan is a Muslim. If all the Muslims dropped a bucket of water on Jerusalem, it would drown all the Jews. How's that?
Yeah, that might be true, but I think they forgot that about 25% of the city are Muslim.
Yeah, well, that wouldn't matter to them. I'm serious.
No,
that would not matter to them. They would gladly sacrifice, as long as it wasn't them exactly, they would gladly sacrifice other Muslims to kill all the Jews. Wouldn't you agree?
It is true, but this week Israel, well, I shouldn't say Israel, there was an unidentified drone strike against an Iranian target in Syria, killing 12 terrorists. So, I think we're, but it's an unidentified country that launched the attack.
Of course.
But I'll give you one guess.
Give me a hint.
Starts with an I and ends with an L.
Indiana? Is that a country now? No, I don't
Ends with
think
an
so.
L.
All right, ends with an L.
Ends with an L.
Indiana. Okay, so you got a Palestinian restaurant in Minneapolis, which probably got burned down, but well, maybe not. But it's owned by a Palestinian whose daughter quotes Hitler, and the top 3 races to eliminate are Jews, blacks, and fats. Well, I kind of qualified in 2 of those, but actually, if you consider me in the summertime, I actually qualify all 3. And she profusely uses the N-word on social media. Finally, this guy fired his own daughter, and I don't know what came of that. Have you heard of that?
I did hear that. Yeah.
Wow.
There's so many things for that. I mean, I also saw. Did you watch Candace Owen this week, Dave?
Oh yeah. She is bringing the wrath of God down upon her.
She had. I don't know. When I saw it, there were 72 million views on her rant.
And you know what?
I don't know what it's up to now.
I'm telling you, she is a big time leader in the stuff that I'm talking about, and she's getting nailed, and she's also getting kudos from a lot of people who are listening to her.
Force.
I'll tell you what, she is a huge force. I think I don't know if she mentioned she's going to run for something, run for government, and she handled as someone who was hated. You don't come before Congress being hated by the controlling party and come out on top. That doesn't happen. Not when you're a witness. Yeah. Maybe if you're a fellow questioner from the minority, but she did it. She nailed Nadler. She kicked his butt. Literally slice and dice him. He couldn't wait to get rid of her. She's got a mouth on her, and she's very smart, ex-liberal, black, and the blacks hate her. Oh my! I'm talking about the blacks who are Black Lives Matter.
All the boxes. She's brilliant.
My God.
She's a woman. She's black. They don't know what to do with her. The liberals.
Well, they want to destroy her, and they're trying.
Yeah.
That's what Trump is. Trump is a black supporter. Trump is not anti-black. He's anti-Black Lives Matter because it's a fraud. It's a fraud. Come on. How do you? And she points this out: 17 million black babies killed, and not a peep out of Black Lives Matter. How does that happen? Why don't those lives matter? And all the murders that are going up in the black neighborhood. As Steve was talking about earlier, the police chief, or the ex-police chief in St. Louis, they just buried him. Where were the TVs? Where was CNN? Where was MSNBC? Where was Fox when his funeral was going on?
Doesn't fit the narrative.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, Norway slashes Palestinian funding over terror textbooks. I didn't know we had friends in Norway.
Yeah, that's very surprising because Norway, all the Nordic states have been very anti-Israel. And Israel's been saying for years that peace will only come when they start to educate the kids and a new generation grows up with real facts, with information that's true, not these false textbooks that they give the kids and feed them all these lies about Israel. So I'm shocked, but we'll take it.
And we've got armed Jews in who have in L.A. who are helping L.A. police to fight the terrorists and others in the L.A. riots. I don't think I know they're armed, but I don't. Jews got to watch out there.
A lot of synagogues were damaged, and one of the really disturbing things that someone had pointed out, it's the first time really since World War II, since the years of the Holocaust, that Jews had to take the Torah scrolls out of the synagogues and hide them because they were afraid that they were going to be destroyed. I mean, that hasn't happened in 70 years since Germany and Poland.
Nobody's talking about that in the press.
Yeah,
but you did right here on the show, and I do. That's why you're here. You say things that people don't know about here.
They don't know about the damage that's going on to the synagogues and churches as well. That has not made it in the media. That's not part of the narrative.
Rabbi, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find and contribute?
They can go to my website, IsraelAlliance.org. IsraelAlliance.org. And before you make a joke, Dave, I had one question for you. Did you start golfing yet? Is it warm enough?
Are you kidding me?
I just wanted to know.
I mean, I had something I was going to say, but it's a good thing I didn't because we'd be off the air.
Okay, I was just going to question. I just wanted one thing.
I mean, do bears? No, you can't say that, can you? Do bears travel in the woods?
What I wanted to know, Dave, is it an insult if I say that you're a subpar golfer?
If you said I was a subpar golfer, that would be a lie, but it would be one of the best compliments I've ever gotten. Think about it. Subpar, man. That's under par. Are you nuts? Gosh. That rarely happens, and when it does, I celebrate. So, Rabbi, I knew a psychic who predicted things all around him. He had peripheral visions. And here he is, right here. I'm talking to him. Rabbi Moshe Rothchild, calling all the way from Efrat, Israel. Thank you so much. Happy anniversary. I think that where can people find that bit? I mean, you got to see it because it's a visual thing too. Where can they find that thing from your kids? It's great.
It's Well, hopefully you'll get it up on your website.
Hopefully I'll get it up all together. Yes.
Oh, my.
All right. Hey, get off my phone, will you? You're getting me in trouble. Okay, Shabbat Shalom, my friend. All right, we're out of here. Thanks. What do you want from me? I'm almost 72, okay? I had my prostate taken out.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Make
gee.
it stop.
Oh, stop it. I think people are still listening, I hope.
Make it stop, please.
Chester, am I going over the line here? Wait a minute, no, you can't shut off my mic? No, that's wrong. Stop that.
He's following directions from the boss.
Oh, no, come on. No, that's wrong. No, Lisa.
Enough.
Lisa,
Next
yes,
subject.
that's what I was going to say, enough.
Next subject.
Exercise
Moving
what?
on.
Moving on. Exercise my good judgment? Okay, my good judgment says that we have to do another little thing here. Notice I struggle to stay close to the microphone, as I've been led to believe that actually you have to be by the microphone for people to hear you. Okay, I've learned that, 12 years in the radio business, right, Steve?
That's right.
Takes me a little while,
That's
but
right.
I'm a little slow, but
Notice
eventually I get it.
Notice how mine kind of follows me around like this?
Yeah, I know, because you have free hands. You see, I'm holding stuff. Anyways, I think we need a little bit of advice about dogs, quite frankly. So I think I'd like that, if you don't mind.
Pets. Dogs are pets. Dogs are the pets that really... Dogs want to be people. Do you ever feel that from your dog? You walk by him and he's just sitting there in the living room with that look on his face like he's thinking, I could do that. He's not that good. Look, he tripped on the carpet edge over there. And they get up there in the front seat of the car. This is, of course, I think, the ultimate dog experience. To ride in the front seat of the car with the human being. Did you ever take your dog out like that? Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, you've got nothing to do. He's generally free. He's not going to go, I did have the bone scheduled for today. I could push it into Monday, but that kind of backs me up with the rawhide chew toys. I can't really, no. I'm just all jammed up here. So they get up in the front seat of the car. I think the first thing they notice is that your head and his head are the same height. And he thinks, hey, maybe no one will know I'm a dog. It's just those two heads going down the street. He watches the road. What is he looking at? Why is he watching the road? Are you going to turn there? I would turn there.
And that's in honor of Mr. Lucky, who we
Mr.
lost
Lucky, yes.
last week.
Yep.
Very sad that he's not here running around and jumping in my seat.
Right.
Where I almost sat on him once.
Begging for food from Lisa.
That's right. We miss Mr. Lucky.
That's right.
He may be in dog heaven, wherever that is. And we have a great show, and I tell you, we got Cheryl Chumley coming up, and then Elad, Hakim, and a couple others. Call the show. It's a hot show right now, and I don't know. Am I getting out of line? I feel so good though. You know, I mean, you know what? I got an extra hour of sleep this morning.
Well, there you go.
And Lisa woke me up, and I had to kind of rush things because I wasn't quite prepared as I'd like to be. But it all worked out, and I'm running on this energy now that I got from the extra sleep.
There you go.
So there you go, right there. Sleep is important, folks. Sleep. But don't sleep
So
too.
was it last night or this morning that you got the extra sleep? Did you sleep an extra hour?
I've been sleeping a lot lately. I don't know what it is. Seriously.
You definitely slept in this morning.
Well, I've been doing a lot of exercise. I'm running in the drive-thru. I'm doing the golf is actually exercise. It takes a lot out of you. A lot of focus in golf. If you play it right, you almost have to go and mesmerize yourself into swinging the golf club right.
There you go.
It's very, very emotional, and it's very rewarding, and sometimes very defeating. So, anyways, we've got Cheryl.
I feel the defeating part more than I do the rewarding.
Well,
part
I used to do. I used to do that, and now I figured it out.
To the left.
I played
the right.
with I developed some things in my swing that make me a little better.
There you go.
And most of it I did on my own. Some I got tips. Some I watched Rory McIlroy, of all things, giving a tip about golf. And I've been using it. And the thing works.
Well, good.
Now I've got my grandson, Daxton. He's taken golf lessons from Chad. And he's got a great golf swing. He's 10 years old. I'll be playing golf with him this weekend probably.
There you go.
So he's going to be really good, and he's got, as Chad says, he's got an amazing attitude. which is really what you need in golf.
Absolutely.
And you have to have the right perspective. If you screw up a couple shots, you can't quit. You just got to keep digging it out, baby. And I did that a couple times. I played so lousy, I'd walk off the course. I don't do that anymore. I work. I believe I go out on the golf course now, and I played with Chad Saddleton and his father, Chet, and I went out with the attitude that I was going to kick their butts. And you know what? I didn't. But I remained competitive to the end.
There you go.
I didn't slack off on any shot. I screwed up some shots, but I felt right to the end that I can beat these guys. And I'm carrying that over to league and all that, and it's working. All right, we're going to take a break. Cheryl Chumley's next. Call the show. 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
The Akar Real Estate sign in the yard is your first step to sold. Whether buying or selling, put the best team of realtors to work for you. Akar Real Estate is the top-selling real estate agency in 4 counties. They work diligently to make your real estate transactions happen. Independently owned and operated for over 12 years by Delek Akar, broker-owner. When you want results that move you, call the professionals at Akar Real Estate at 368-SELL. That's Akar Real Estate at 368-7355.
Sales results obtained from Maris Incorporated.
Make the whole family happy by bringing home Lee's famous recipe chicken. Choose from one of our many different specials, like the 16-piece classic or breast strip family meal, to the 8 different daily lunch specials. Call today for your next catering at 573-364-9330 or visit us on the web at leesrolla.com or just stop by Lee's famous recipe chicken in Rolla at 1902 North Bishop Avenue.
Why settle for the forecast when you can control it? Hartley's Climate Control is your locally owned heating, air conditioning, plus so much more company. Hartley's offers residential and commercial sales, service, and installation in the areas of heating and cooling, hearth and home, handyman services, and more to the Rolla, St. James, and surrounding areas. Call 573-368-3163 or visit them online at www.hartleyscc.com. Hartley's Climate Control, community-born, community-raised, community serving.
Lavish Day Spa is the place to get rid of all your stress and worries. We are a full-service spa and salon. I myself specialize in deep tissue massages. My favorite client is my father, Dave Weinbaum. Call 364-0905 to set your relief from pain and strain. That number again is 364-0905. Lavish Day Spa.
Reality check number 29. Moving your checking account shouldn't feel harder than moving to another state. At Town & Country Bank, we have a solution for that. We know switching banks can be a pain, so we invented the Easy Switch Kit. If you move your account to Town & Country, we'll do all the work for you. Set up your automatic deposits and withdrawals, and even help close your old account. How easy is that? Town & Country Bank. Smart, friendly solutions. Member FDIC.
Owning a business can be tough, and knowing what insurance you need can be confusing. Help is here with the Daniel & Henry Company. Daniel & Henry Company is an independent insurance broker providing a full range of risk management and insurance products and services for clients locally, nationally, and internationally. They find cost-effective solutions for your business and personal needs, from work comp, general liability, property and auto, and all points in between. Protecting your business is their business. Call Richard Boyette at the Daniel & Henry Company today, 314-444-5011.
Come see the professionals at Brown Vet Clinic of Rolla, where they promise to place your pet's health and wellness above all considerations. They communicate openly with you about the individual preventative needs of your pet and help protect them from common infectious and contagious diseases while using the best available methods, no matter how big or small the animal. The staff is there to help you 24/7 and will get you an appointment as quickly as possible. Give Brown Vet Clinic a call today for all your animal needs. 364-1919.
Fixing your computer should be as easy as learning your ABCs, right?
Wrong. The easiest way to fix a computer is to take a hammer to it, but that doesn't fix anything. So go back to the ABC basics, or really just the A, like an A1 Tech of Rolla LLC. A1 Tech takes the stress out of repairs for you with quick turnaround on all electronic repairs. With mobile pickup and on-site services, including evening and weekends, A1 Tech will be sure to have you up and running as quickly as possible. Give them a call at 458-9175 or visit a1techofrolla.com.
Follow me at daveweinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
Rick Grinnell, who's been in Germany for a while, comes back because he was an ambassador, comes back as acting DNI, did his best to unmask or unwrap what was happening with this Russia investigation. The paperwork was just laying there, and he released it and then left. And this was his analysis on where we're at right now in Washington and America.
We have a real problem in Washington, D.C., because it's a system that is no longer really Republicans and Democrats pushing against each other to create a good policy. It's no longer a fight between Republicans and Democrats. It's a fight between Washington and the rest of America. If you know someone and you work your way up, and it's like musical chairs from one agency to another, there's no outside thought. There's no outside perspective. When someone like Donald Trump comes in and says, why are we doing it this way? They attack him because he's breaking the system. He doesn't play by their rules.
Now, that was, that was Rick Grinnell, and he's done a lot of good at unmasking the maskers, the unmaskers themselves. And now you've got Lindsey Graham. He's got a subpoenas out for 50 more of these deep staters, including people like Comey and Brennan and a bunch of others that you haven't even heard of. So this is happening. I mean, I believe Barr has tipped his hand that there are going to be indictments. I don't know. It's not going to be Obama. It's not going to be Biden. Why not? I don't know. It's a good question, actually. That's something that we'll leave for a while. But let's see what he does, and let's see who these people actually point their fingers at. Because I think a lot of them are going to be pointing at Biden, and a lot of them are going to be pointing at Obama. Anyway, I don't know. I feel we got Cheryl Chumley coming up in 3 minutes, and I've been lectured now by my wife, by Steve. Had my mic shut off, and I'm getting a little bit concerned about what the hell's going on. But I do have a phone call here, so I am going to get this call. Hi there, welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Brian from undisclosed location.
Are you out in the field? Are you out standing in your field again, like you used to brag about?
No.
Okay. Well, so what's going on, Brian?
Well, I'm calling about this precinct out there in wherever that place
Seattle.
is, where they took over 6 or 8 city blocks.
Yeah.
Okay. There needs to be a big PA system brought out there, blasted it loud and clear, so that everybody can hear, and basically say that we are now declaring that in 1 hour, any person seen resisting arrest of any kind with the regular police and possibly the the State Guard.
Yeah. National Guard.
They need to be shot on sight, dead. We're not going to mess with you. You're an enemy soldier. Get out of the way or die. Because whoever allowed that police headquarters to be took over is an abject coward.
Well, Brian, I would agree with the latter part. Shooting them dead where they stand, I don't think that's a good idea. Personally, I think you arrest them and do what you have to do. But I think also that you've got to have some common sense there. And yes, and it is backed by the Mayor Jenny, and the Governor Isley out there in Washington State. And so Trump has said, if you guys don't take care of this problem, he will. Right now they have 6 square blocks of. Is that Cheryl? No. Okay, 6 square blocks of.
Another guy who wants to get on the air, though. So.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well, I tell you what, he might have to call back. So, all right. So, if you're listening to this, call me back after Cheryl, please. And I think, Brian, that it ought to go in steps. I think they ought to get the younger people out of there, the people that can't take care of themselves, the ill. Give them a couple hours to do that. Give them another day, and then say, okay, now the rest of you got to come out with your arms up, no arms. They got to cut the electricity. They got to cut the water. They got to do whatever they can to make it very uncomfortable for them. But that's not what the city is doing, Brian. The city is actually negotiating their demands to get rid of the police, to do all sorts of things. They're extorting businesses. That's at least how it was reported at first. Now they're waffling on that. So, yeah, something's got to be done. We can't allow this in the United States to have some foreign entity, some terrorist, take over a town. Remember when
you know what Antifa stands for? I mean,
yeah, anti-fascism.
No.
What is it?
Anti-First Amendment.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the one I heard, but it could be.
Well, I know, but that's what they want you to
right,
think so that they sound halfway reasonable.
So I don't have Cheryl on yet, right?
No.
Okay, all right.
No, and Tommy's still online, too. I can't really hang up on him.
Okay.
If you want to quickly do him, because right now, if she's trying to call, she's getting a busy.
All right. I got to go, Brian. Call me back later, please, okay?
All right. Later today?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
If I might, I don't know. We'll see.
All right, if you can. All right, thanks. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. I'm sure that, I don't know, are you on? Tommy?
Yes, I am.
Tommy, is this Tommy Juno?
This is Tommy Juno.
I used to Juno you. How'd you know that? Juno. I'm a Jew who knows.
Good.
Okay.
Hey,
listen.
so
Any second now, I'm going to get a call from Cheryl.
I know
Go ahead.
But
Be
let
quick.
me just say one thing. Okay,
Yes.
the response of Brian shooting him on sight, craziness.
Yeah.
That makes people that believe what we believe in no better than what Antifa and all these other people are doing. Okay.
Yeah.
We have to lead by example. Saying that kind of rhetoric is craziness.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
People,
you have to.
People
You have
aren't
to
going
do.
to be shot on sight. This is what needs to happen, though. You know,
Well-
you've got these law enforcement officers are fearing for their life every 5 minutes.
Well, if you're attacked, you got to do what you got to do. You know, I mean, this is ridiculous. No police, really? They're nuts.
Yeah,
That's just so nuts. All right, you got Cheryl there?
Good show, Dave. Thanks.
Listen, thanks, Tommy. You can call back too. Okay. Appreciate your loyalty. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, so right now we're going to play this woman's song. It's a little belated, but I apologize for all these great callers, though. I mean, I don't apologize for them. Just apologize to her. And because of that, we're playing her song because she is the media goddess to the Dave Weinbaum Show. Ladies and gentlemen, the online editor to the Washington Times, speaker, author, Novak journalism fellow, and the media goddess to the Dave Weinbaum Show. Please welcome, all the way from Virginia, Cheryl Chumley. Now, I don't know. I'm beginning to be a little concerned about Cheryl. Because she's no longer an unbanned person. She is a banned person. She's in LinkedIn jail. Is that correct, or did you get out of there?
Banned. As far as I know, still banned. Waiting to see what happens, but yeah, you know.
Well, you fit into the other people that contribute to this show. They all seem to be, I've been banned, I've been kicked off. Not as much as I thought I would be, though, interestingly enough, but they take down articles of mine on occasion, things like that, or they had the fact-check thing on one of my things, which I know was BS. And but you're the online editor to the Washington Times, for goodness sakes.
Exactly.
I'm a little schmuck in Rolla, Missouri, with an opinion. I don't understand how they do that. You are mainstream media. Is that wrong?
Well, yeah. I don't know what Linked is thinking, to be honest. All I know is that there was a complaint made about my postings on Linked by someone who was not even my connection. And he wrote under one of my articles that he found it inappropriate because politics doesn't belong on LinkedIn, even though politics is my business. So that's what I use LinkedIn for.
So you were
but he wasn't even my he wasn't even my connection. He was a second connection. He was a connection of a connection. So I blocked him because I thought, well, if he doesn't like my stuff, then let me remove myself so he won't get any of my stuff. And he said that he complained to Link. The next thing I know, I couldn't access my account. So
you must have been the first person ever on LinkedIn, on the millions and millions and millions of postings that you have had, to have your political opinion there. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, put it this way. No, because I myself have been posting on LinkedIn for years, my political opinions. And, other people do it too. This is... Commentary writers post to social media. That's what they do, including LinkedIn. So this is just another case of snowflakes being unable to withstand conservative thought. And everybody knows that's what's going on.
And you saw...
And LinkedIn as a private business has the right to do that, but I have the right
I wonder
to speak
about
out
that.
against
I wonder. I'm beginning to wonder about that because once you come to affecting elections via social media, and even the Democrats have protested that when things went against them. I think there could be some kind of action taken, and I'm not sure the Dems won't be part of it. Anyways,
changes are afoot with social media.
I think so. I think
You're
they
right.
have to be, because otherwise you're gonna have the press be the people in charge, and they're not the ones that we're voting for. Hey, what do you mean by saying I'm from the government and I'm here to quarantine you?
Yeah, it's all about the contact tracing that's come out of this COVID-19 madness, and it's such an underreported, under the radar thing that's sweeping across America right now. And Americans really need to know, when they hear the term contact tracing, that's government surveillance and tracking, and it also opens the door for health bureaucrats at the local level to come to your door, to make phone calls to your residents, and tell you that you've crossed paths with somebody who has tested positive for the coronavirus, and could you pretty please quarantine yourself? And if you won't quarantine yourself, then we do have the legal right to forcibly quarantine you. So this is from the words of the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
This is going on right now, is that right?
It's going on right now. I just posted a piece. I've written several times about contact tracing, but I just posted a piece this week. The words of a contact tracer who is busily at work in Maryland right now. And this is what she says she's being trained to do, to call people up who have come into her office who've tested positive for the coronavirus. She sits down and talks to those people and gets names and numbers of people that she's come into contact with the coronavirus. And her and her team of investigators then call these people and alert them to the need to quarantine. And so if you won't quarantine, the CDC puts out on its own website that these local health bureaucrats can indeed force you to quarantine. So this is sweeping across the nation, and people need to realize contact tracing is something to worry about.
So what would you suggest if you get that kind of a call from one of these contact tracers? What should your response be?
Well, my response would be, who the heck are you? Because this, to me, it's like a stalker. It's like a stalker from the government, basically coming to tell you how to live your life based on a personal health decision that, as far as I know in this country, you still have the right to control your medical, how you deal with medical issues. So I would treat a caller like that in a hostile manner and then see what the response is. But I certainly wouldn't just accept a phone call from somebody who identifies as a member of the concerned health government community in my locality. And I'll just stay home for 2 weeks based on.
Or you could say, but I was shaking hands with Joe Biden, And Barack Obama happened to pop in. I gave him a hug. And, anyone else you could think of, I would hate to say that about Nadler or Schiff, but maybe Nancy Pelosi, a few others, right?
Yeah, I mean, I understand the joke you're making, but at root, that's the reality.
I stole that joke from you.
Well, if you're in an office and they're asking you for people that you've come into contact with, here you are tested positive, what's to keep you from naming, whoever you have a grudge against?
Exactly.
And what's to keep the government officials from going above and beyond, taking their concern to enforcement level in just a few short hours?
My question would be, okay, come and test me. And if I don't test positive, then leave me the hell alone and go back about your business, because, this is all on a not even a test, not even a proven test that you carry the virus, just because you came in contact with somebody who, quote unquote, may have had it, may have not had it.
That sounds reasonable, but why should a government bureaucrat be in the position of testing you if you don't solicit that? If you want to go get tested yourself, you have the right now as an individual if you're concerned about the coronavirus. But why should you be put in a position where you have to test allow the government to test you to prove that you're safe and secure to walk about your community? It's flipping the power structure. You as a citizen are the employer of these health bureaucrats. They shouldn't have the power to force you or to compel you or to pressure you to have a test you may or may not want as it is.
It's unconstitutional what they're doing.
Exactly.
Is that what you're saying too?
What she's saying is they work for us, we don't work for them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and there are laws against this kind of stuff. It's surveillance is what it is. We're going through this thing on Trump about the illegal gathering of information from a campaign. So, I mean, it's all unconstitutional. It's illegal. Hey, going on to somebody we're very proud of, and that's Senator Josh Hawley from, by the way, Missouri. Did I mention he was from Missouri? Anyways, he has been especially popular when he eviscerated Rod Rosenstein last week. How is he on religious rights?
Yeah, I like what Senator Josh Hawley is doing on religious rights right now. He just petitioned the Justice Department, William Barr, to launch an investigation into states that allow these protesters in the streets wearing face masks, in some cases, not in others, but, in mass assembly, and yet still have restrictions on the number of people who can go to churches and places of worship.
Yeah.
And it is, I mean, talk about blatant discrimination. It doesn't get any more glaring than that.
Amazing. It
is amazing, isn't it? Oh, my gosh.
The times we live in, right, Cheryl? Hey, why do you think militarizing the police was a mistake?
Well, I wrote about this extensively in my first book, Police State USA, but part of the problem with militarizing the police is it flips the mindset of local law enforcement from protect and serve, which is what their mission is, protect and serve the innocent citizens, to basically a more military type of mindset to root out, kill, destroy, and protect selves at all costs. Protect selves over citizens. And so I understand that police need to stay safe as they do their duties and as they go about, especially in some of these crime-ridden neighborhoods where drugs and violence are just festering and blowing up every day. But at the same time, there's been an overkill because when you give police so much militarized equipment, they have to train with it. They have to train with it, and then they're going to justify its use on things like thefts. I've seen and heard reports of police taking out helicopters and all kinds of militarized equipment for people who have stolen something from stores. That does not justify the use of this military equipment, and I think we've just gone too far with it.
Cheryl, polls now have Biden way up. Yet you call Joe Biden the Democrats' pajama boy. Where'd you come up with that?
Well, you remember during Barack Obama that big ad about getting Obamacare enrollment numbers up, and they had that daffy-looking dude with the silly smile in his pajamas and hugging on a cup of hot cocoa, and basically he was the pajama boy. That's what he was dubbed, and he was mocked. And now you've got Joe Biden campaigning from his basement for the presidency of the United States. And in my view, if you can campaign for the White House while you're at home wearing pajamas, then you're doing something wrong. And so Joe Biden is kind of reminding me of Pajama Boy, only he's running for president.
Quick prediction, because you're very good at this. Who wins in November, president?
I can't make it. Honestly, my common sense tells me Trump because it's just the mayhem in the streets. But with all this Democrat push for the mail-in voting, I hesitate to say because that is just rife for all kinds of disasters.
All right. So you're out right now on predictions. I'm saying Trump's going to do it. I think he's going to recover, and I think he's going to do it. I've never seen a tougher guy than him. A guy who has remained steady throughout all this. Holy cow, who else could have put up with this kind of pressure? I don't know if I could have. How about you, Steve? Could you have maintained your decorum? I know how controlled you are with your temper and everything.
Well, then I would have to probably say no.
You need a lobotomy in order to say that. So anyways, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find you and bail you out from social media?
At WashingtonTimes.com, at my own website, CherylChumley.com, or still on Twitter at CKChumley.
Why is Joe Biden like an easily caught tuna?
Why?
They're both gaffe prone. Ladies and gentlemen, Cheryl Chumley calling all the way from Virginia. Thank you so much once again for being the media goddess to the Dave Weinbaum Show. You have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. All right, so that's Cheryl Chumley. Great job. Okay, she's got so much insight, and I had 3 questions left. I didn't have time to ask. I always have more questions for her than anyone else. Because
she's the information queen. She
is, and she writes like almost 3 columns a day.
Right.
I mean, I did one a week, and I was killing myself with it. It's amazing. Anyway, we're back, and we're going to have. I said that darn thing again. I think we. Just because of that, I think I ought to punish myself with something for old people, just to remind me that I shouldn't do bad. I shouldn't repeat myself. Do you hear me? I shouldn't repeat myself.
Stop
it. Hit it.
The new Amazon Echo has everyone asking Alexa for help.
Alyssa, what time is it? What the hell is wrong with this blasted thing? Amanda!
But the latest technology isn't always easy to use for people of a certain age.
These kids done bought me a busted machine again. Oh, yes, sir.
That's why Amazon partnered with AARP to present the new Amazon Echo Silver, the only smart speaker device designed specifically to be used by the greatest generation. It's super loud and responds to any name even remotely close to Alexa, so they can find out the weather.
Allegra, what is the weather outside?
It is 74 degrees and sunny.
Huh?
It is 74 degrees and sunny.
Where?
Outside.
What about it?
The temperature outside is 74 degrees and sunny.
I don't know about that.
The latest in sports.
Clarissa, how many did old Satchel strike out last night?
Satchel Paige died in 1982.
How many he get?
Satchel Paige is dead.
He what now?
Died.
Who did?
Satchel Paige.
Oh. I don't know about that.
Well, now I'm getting there. Right, honey? I'm doing some goofy stuff, aren't I?
Today, yes.
Well, what do you mean, on the air? I think I've been pretty...
We're not going to bring it up again.
It's not a matter of being safe or anything. I'm just saying what I think. And I have a certain amount of control over what I'm saying, I think.
Really? Okay.
And I
we'll go with that.
I got you to sitting there, and I got him turning off the mic, and what the hell?
It's teamwork.
Yeah, right. I know. I'm.
It's teamwork censoring.
This is like
you don't know we have a pre-rehearsal.
You actually go. So you sit with her to say
on Wednesdays.
Now, how we going to control this SOB?
That's really where I go.
What do we do today? What do we do on Friday? So he doesn't screw up and say nasty words or piss off too many people.
We're talking about bodily functions.
You can't say that, can you?
Bodily functions.
Bodily functions.
Stop it.
What's wrong with bodily functions?
Stop it.
We all have them, you know. See, why would you get me on that subject? Even mentioning it now is going to cross me up. Because it's going to come back now in the show sometime. I don't know how, but it'll do it.
So easy.
Yeah, all right. Okay, meanwhile, we have a deodorant crisis, and I won't mention who has that.
I can leave.
No,
I was going to say, I went out and bought deodorant yesterday.
I forgot my deodorant.
I made you that today.
So what?
Well, I have a long day ahead of me.
Well, honey, I like your
around
smell.
Stinky. Good.
Okay.
Good. We're going to stop there
again. Is that
again.
a bodily function?
We're going to stop there again.
Yes, I think so.
Well, if you want to sweat, Jill needs a little help weeding the garden this morning.
Here you go. Yeah, see, that'll fit right in. All right, we better get the hell out of here because, I'm getting in here deeper and deeper, and I'm blaming you people for it because it certainly cannot be my job to control myself, can it? So I think we're going to go for a little bit of patience. We need some patience. Okay? Can you hit patience?
See, boy, this is why I prefer to just shoot fish.
Can we?
No, we're not going to shoot any fish. You're not helping. I'm trying to teach you about patience here.
Well, then get to it.
I don't like being patient.
Nobody does. It's a learned skill. What do we call people that go willy-nilly through life just doing things because it feels good?
Democrats.
Feeling good in Seattle right now. Feeling pretty good in Seattle. We're going to take a break, okay? You call the show. It's a lively show. Nothing about bodily functions, okay? I will not respond to that at all. Call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
Why settle for the forecast when you can control it? Hartley's Climate Control is your locally owned heating, air conditioning, plus so much more company. Hartley's offers residential and commercial sales, service, and installation in the areas of heating and cooling, hearth and home, handyman services, and more to the Rolla, St. James, and surrounding areas. Call 573-368-3163 or visit them online at www.hartleyscc.com. Hartley's Climate Control, community-born, community-raised, community serving.
Price Chopper in Rolla for the best quality products and the freshest produce in the area. With a full-service deli, bakery, and butcher cafe, you can feed the whole family with ease. Cold cuts to sushi, barbecue, and a huge salad bar. Kick back and relax, and enjoy your lunch in our dining room, located in Forum Plaza on Forum Drive in Rolla. Don't forget to sign up for a rewards program and save money on groceries today. For orders and catering, give them a call today at 573-364-1771. Open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Price Chopper in Rolla.
Welcome to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Tonight's feature is Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, featuring their greatest hits, guaranteed low prices, guaranteed work, and their #1 hit, locally owned and operated. So call and get your tickets to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, 364-9101. That's 364-9101. Melrose Asphalt is a local business and non-natural rock band.
Come see the professionals at Brown Vet Clinic of Rolla, where they promise to place your pet's health and wellness above all considerations. They communicate openly with you about the individual preventative needs of your pet and help protect them from common infectious and contagious diseases while using the best available methods, no matter how big or small the animal. The staff is there to help you 24/7 and will get you an appointment as quickly as possible. Give Brown Vet Clinic a call today for all your animal needs. 364-1919.
It's been over 35 years since Muffler Mart has opened their doors. Marty, Keith, and Carl combined have over 120 years of auto experience. The name says Muffler Mart, but they do it all. Thousands of customers have done business with Muffler Mart because they do what they say they're going to do. Woo! The next time you need work on your vehicle, head to Muffler Mart on Highway 63 South, across from Phelps County Fairgrounds in Rolla. For appointments, call 364-5434. That's 364-5434. Muffler Mart in Rolla.
Ooh, if you could see what I'm seeing right now. A cheesy, sizzly, sausagey, tasty, toasty breakfast deal for my belly eat. That's right. It's your favorite McDonald's breakfast Sammys. And right now, you can pick 2 of them for just $4 from the Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit, Sausage McMuffin with Egg, and Bacon, Egg, and Cheese McGriddles. Now let's see you hitting that drive-thru to get more out of breakfast. At participating McDonald's for a limited time, only at breakfast. Single item at regular price. Wake up breakfast.
Follow me at daveweinbaum.net, at the Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
Alexander Katai is a Serbian soccer player who, until the other day, played professionally for the Galaxy in Los Angeles. Last week, Katai's wife posted criticism online of the looters she was watching wreck Minneapolis. A lot of people felt that way. Katai's wife wrote in Serbian, which she speaks, and yet someone noticed them anyway and then attacked her for writing them. She deleted the post very quickly, but it was too late. Now, we should be clear that her husband, the soccer player, may not even have known that she wrote the posts. His wife was in Chicago when she wrote them. He was practicing with his team in Los Angeles. But it didn't matter. Protesters dutifully arrived at the stadium to call for his firing. So the management of the LA Galaxy forced Katai to apologize for his wife and then to denounce her. Denounce his own wife. Then they made him endorse Black Lives Matter, which he did, and then they fired him anyway, and then they attacked him on his way out.
Do you see what's happening in this country? Do you see that your rights to speak freely are being shut down? Now, Tucker Carlson is being attacked by the left, as he said so, and he's lost many sponsors over this. Will they succeed in getting him fired? They may just. And this could happen to anybody in this country. Look at the guy that got fired that Tucker was talking about, a soccer player. Didn't even know his wife was doing it, probably, and denounced her and even backed Black Lives Matter, and he still got fired. Where are we, Steve? Where are we? I don't know. We got the Elad coming up. Maybe this caller has the answer. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, yes, my name's Chris. I'm calling from Salem.
Hi, Chris. What's going on, my friend?
I was just going to ask your opinion, how you feel about all the statues being torn down, the changing of the name of military base, defunding, trying to defund the cops, all of this stuff. I'm wondering if it's just, like you say, maybe a personal vendetta from people to change the political view. But what do you think about tearing down statues? I mean, it sounds like we're judging like past history at today's standards.
Well, yeah, I think it's crazy, and I think we're losing our history and pointing out that some of those statues or some of the names on the military sites were from Confederacy. It was part of our history. You can say it's bad, but okay, we should be reminded of the bad and the good. They want to tear down the Washington Monument, for goodness sakes. So,
yeah, I heard that, but all this precludes if you want to tear all this down and you worry about your past history as being a slave, and you want to explain that, how are you going to explain that when you've done away with all the history?
Well, that's an excellent point. You know, prove that pretty soon people will be denying we ever had slaves. I mean, it's going to be a little hard to say that, but you know, you ought to have that history. You ought, if you're a black person, in my opinion, just like the Jewish, the Holocaust. People are now saying, "Oh, it never really happened." Well, we want that history. We want people to know about it. Oh, there's so much. You're going to have slavery deniers pretty soon, and I think it works against their purpose. Okay, Steve, is that who I think it is?
No, it's not.
Thank you.
Okay.
You guys have a good day.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm DeAnna, Lorraine. No, it's Cheryl. Martin from Mega Springs.
Jesus, Danielle.
Wow.
You know what? You had me going there. Wow, that was I can't believe how good that imitation was. Do it again, please. Do it again. Hey, listen to
Okay.
me. Listen to me. You call at 10:30. You know I got interviews on a half hour, pretty much, right?
Okay.
So, and I probably this is him. Will you call back afterwards? Because if you don't, I'm going to chase you down, and I'm going to hurt you. Okay. All right. I think we have our next interview on, and I have to schedule these things. I can't just say call me sometime because who knows? They'll all call me at once, right? So I have this show organized. And that's why we do rehearsal. Of course, they didn't hear about the first rehearsal, but I'm showing up next time. Anyways,
good luck.
Right now, I think we ought to play this guy's song before we run out of his time. Hit it. Ladies and gentlemen, powerhouse South Florida lawyer, expert on law and politics, a pundit published in the Federalist, Washington Examiner, Epic News, and the Daily Caller, and others. And he is the Perry Mason to the Dave Weinbaum Show, a man who I know is always going to call on time. Why? Because of his wife, Dr. Amy Cooper Hakim. Welcome to the show, Elad. What's going on, my friend? Oh, and wait a minute. It's Elad Hakim. Golly, the folks in the audience in the back in that auditorium, the rubber blow-up auditorium we have in the back in the parking lot for the show, they started throwing things at me when I didn't get to the applause section because that's their cue to applaud you. Oh, man. It's getting to be a rough show here. I sounded it went great, but I think things might be going downhill. What do you think, honey?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Go back
Down.
back to playing games. All right. So, anyways,
I am retweeting people. I am doing a valuable
no,
service here.
You are doing a vital service.
Sorry, Elad.
She's handling all our fans.
That's okay.
And I appreciate that. So, Elad, it sounded like Dems were finally shutting up about defunding cops. But AOC hasn't, and now de Blasio's wife, the First Lady of New York City, said a cop-free New York City is a nirvana and utopia. What do you think of this?
Can you imagine, can you believe, I guess you can believe where the country has gotten? I mean, it's not like we didn't predict it. It's not like the warning signs weren't there. But can you imagine what would happen if you defund? And let's make it clear, defund is being kind of defined differently by different people. Not all Democrats, but some Democrats are actually saying get rid of the cops.
Yeah.
And that's different than saying, okay, let's have some reforms, let's put some limitations on some of the things they can do. But people like AOC have come out and said, let's just get rid of them entirely. And could you imagine the type of society we'd live in? I mean, look at Seattle. Look what's happening in the autonomous zone now. If we just got rid of the cops,
Yeah,
can you imagine?
That's what their city council has voted to do. Defund the cops. And the mayor, Jenny, is going along with this. Okay? They're going to try to defund the cops in that 6 square block area that is now Craze or Crab or whatever it is. I forget what it is. The city for something. Chaz. And so now this is being legitimized by an elected government. Okay? An elected government is now going to legitimize getting rid of the cops, defunding the cops. How's that going to happen? What are the businesses going to do there? Who's going to defend the businesses? Now, it's rumored to be that...
What people don't realize. People don't realize, at least those that are, participating in, on the street, so to speak, they don't realize that eventually what's going to happen is they're going to run out of food, they're going to run out of electricity, they're going to run out of power, they're going to run out of things.
Yeah.
Because you want to have an autonomous zone like the way they're having. You're not going to let cops in. Crime is going to go up. Supplies are going to go down.
Wait a minute. I got to interrupt you, Elad. The city is supporting them. They are feeding them. They're getting porta potties in. They're building infrastructure around this. Okay, the city is actually cooperating with the terrorists that took over part of their city. Is that stunning or what? And the governor is going along with it too. I think we're in a civil. I think this is the Civil War. This is a civil war. Come on, let's call it what it is. This is what happened when the southern states succeeded. They had their own governments. They set up their own governments, and they succeeded from the United States of America.
Well, in a way, it's a ploy to get at the president because
of course.
You go down the road, and what do they say? They say, look, we have protesters here fighting for equality. The president then eventually may be forced to send in the military. Look at your president. We want equality and freedom, and he's sitting there sending the military in to take aggressive action against innocent bystanders.
Well, that's how they'll stage it, but this was taken by a violent overtaking of that city. They made the government of that city made the police disappear. The chief of police there, a black woman, said this is not what she wanted to do. She was ordered to do it.
No, you're right. You're right, and I think you're talking about the third precinct there that they wanted to get rid of, and they did. Basically they have armed guards there. Right. With this leader, this rapper who's a self-appointed leader there.
Sure.
And you're right. It's can you imagine? I mean, it's unbelievable what's going on.
It's armed, and ironically, they built walls around it. They're building walls. They've got you can't get in unless you go through a armed search where they're going to take away your arms and take away your First Amendment rights. With their own arms, okay? It's become an independent country.
They want to take away guns. They want to eliminate basically the Second Amendment.
Yep.
They want to keep open borders. They want to have bailouts. They want to eliminate the police. Okay, this is lawlessness.
Yeah.
And it's unsustainable.
Well, it needs to be unsustainable, and you have one person standing between us and anarchy, and that's Donald J. Trump. Would you agree?
Correct. And I'm curious to see whether or not he actually employs the military in order to put an end to this.
Do you hear the Republicans getting all antsy about this? There's a few, but not a lot. Hell, the Republicans just voted to rename some of our military bases.
Yeah, that's
Republicans in the Senate.
That's unbelievable. Republicans are kind of known for that. We're kind of known to be a little bit weaker, so to speak, and more timid.
Just a little bit wobbly, aren't they? Just a little bit wobbly.
Wobbly, yeah. I mean, wobbly, yeah. If you want to use that term, you can use that term. I like to use the term just not as aggressive and sometimes more appeasing. Look, no one says that these statutes should, they're not necessarily reflective of a good, positive time in history, but they're still part of the history.
So politically,
that, there's no reason to rename them.
Politically, what do you see? How do you see this?
There's no way.
Politically, how do you see this affecting the elections? Is it more likely that the country is going to go along with these policies, the Dem policies? They're going to go along with the overtaking of Seattle and places like that. Who are they going to vote for if there's an election? If they don't overthrow the election first, which could happen. Who's gonna win the election? Is it going to be Trump or Biden?
I think that Trump will win. I'm hoping. I'm putting my faith in the American public, and at some point you have to have faith and say, is it really possible that Americans would vote for what they see now? Because this is a preview of what they'll see. Forget the polls. That's all nonsense. Polls taken in the midst of turmoil are not reflective of what they're going to be come November. Okay, it's really easy to take a poll now and say, hey, the country's in disarray and Biden's winning by 20 points. There's no way Biden is up by 20 points. There's no way. All right. So I have hope and faith in the American public that they'll vote for Trump. I mean, because you kind of have to look at things in the big picture. You have to look at the economy. You have to look at the jobs. You have to look at, the circumstances around the world, the respect that we have, the security that we have, all things that were good, very good, before coronavirus hit.
Yeah.
And
right. Well, that was my go back and I know you don't listen to me, but no, you do. I'm sure sometimes. But go back and listen to my monologue and somehow message me and tell me what you think. All right. I gotta keep going here because I got a couple more questions I gotta ask you. You answered the question that you think Trump is going to win, but I want to know this: everyone's going to be kneeling now for whatever reason, and if you don't kneel or criticize people who do, you could lose your job, you could get beat up, or worse. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's going to create some very interesting legal cases. If somebody's fired from a job for not kneeling,
happening,
I think that's going to be a very interesting legal question. I think the whole kneeling thing is, look, I think that you want to kneel, you can kneel. If you want to kneel during the national anthem, I have a problem with that. I think it's unpatriotic, and I think it's disrespectful.
Is it illegal?
And no, I don't think it's illegal. I don't think it's illegal. I just think that it's unpatriotic, and I think that the way people can get to the companies that are promoting this is just to boycott them. Mm-hmm. People are full of talk. Yeah. I haven't watched an NFL game since this whole kneeling thing started with Kaepernick. I used to watch it every Sunday. I haven't watched the game because...
did you hear what happened to the soccer guy from some foreign country? I can't remember which country he was from, Czechoslovakia or someplace. Go on my site and look at that piece because we talked about it here. Tucker Carlson mentioned it, that this guy's wife said something about she doesn't support Black Lives Matters, and she got into trouble with it, and he didn't even know about it because we don't think, but she dropped the thing criticizing Black Lives Matters. And this guy was made to apologize for his wife, and then he was told he had to back Black Lives Matter, and he did, and he still got fired from his job as a soccer player. Now, as a soccer aficionado, you should be livid.
It's going to be. There are going to be very interesting legal questions and legal issues that come up with this stuff. It's nonsense. I mean, to me, it's the political correctness is getting out of hand, and that's part of the reason I love the president so much. Is that there's nothing wrong with disagreeing, with this whole Black Lives Matter in the way that it's being utilized as a political weapon and a political tool.
Yep.
Everyone will agree that there should be racial equality and no injustice, but when it's being used as a political tool, which is what it's being used by, by a lot of people here, not everyone, by a lot. What's wrong with giving your thoughts on it?
There you go. Hey, Barr and Lindsey Graham. 50 more subpoenas out, and Barr says indictments are imminent. I don't care about the election. When they're done, they're going to be handled appropriately. Your thoughts, quick.
I heard an interesting interview with Andy McCarthy yesterday, and he mentioned something, because he's a former criminal prosecutor. He mentioned that it's odd that Graham and Congress would issue these subpoenas, because if there was a serious investigation going on, which Barr says, he thinks these subpoenas may be for show only, because he normally wouldn't want to come out and elicit and provide evidence and information that is relevant to an investigation if the investigation was serious. So if there are serious indictments coming about certain people, we'll see just how far these subpoenas go, because they may just be for show. That was according to McCarthy, which I thought was interesting.
That was an excellent
if you're
point
gonna have
right there.
Investigation. Why would you come out and spill the beans
There you go.
by way of various subpoenas? To the
I
American
think you
public?
have to get the public used to what's going on, and in the knowledge of what these subpoenas are going to be about, and who the people are that are going to get subpoenaed, and you can't do that in an investigation. This is the political aspect of an investigation.
That's right.
You can't just throw it on people who have no background in what you're talking about. So that's my opinion.
Don't assume, though, you talk about Trump and how perception. Don't assume that the Durham report won't bring some sort of major issue to the floor before the election. Barr hinted at that. I've always felt that there were indictments coming. Let's see what happens.
Let's do it. And other than
The tide of the
DaveWeinbaum.net,
American public can turn very easily.
and other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find and hire you?
They can find me at Thoughtfully Conservative on Facebook, at Thoughtful GOP on Twitter, and then obviously Elad Hakim.
Now, I failed your wife last week, who called in to get therapy from me. Okay, I tried it. I just didn't have the time to do it. And I even wrote to her later and told her what I do. And, the biggest question I asked her, because there's an Amy Cooper who abused a dog in Central Park, and a black man was filming her, and she called up and lied to the authorities that this guy was harassing her. And it was all a lie because it was on film. And then your wife, who is also Amy Cooper, but Amy Cooper Hakim, was mixed up with that woman.
Correct.
And,
yeah.
Okay, I hope she's feeling better, and I hope she's got this all behind her. Does she?
She's feeling better, although I didn't know you provide therapy. Maybe I can use your services.
What do you mean? You've already asked me. I've already given you some advice, haven't I?
No,
Has it been decent advice?
I didn't know.
Steve, get the bill ready, will you? I'm sending him a bill for it. Hey, did you hear about the patriotic veggie?
No.
He joined the National Guard. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Elad Hakim, what do you know about funny in here anyways?
Come on.
All right. Thank you, sir. Shabbat
Thank
shalom.
you very much, guys. Have a wonderful weekend.
Hi to
Shabbat
Dr.
shalom.
Amy and the kids, okay? Hi to Amers.
Will do.
See ya. All right. So that lasted a little longer than I try to I have to prod him a little bit sometimes. He likes to talk, and I like that, but I got a show to do, I got callers and stuff, and I also have these bits to play, and I want to play something that was, it happened a while back, and, it was about the new Green Deal. I'm in downtown Rolla, Missouri with a few natives, Clem and Cletus. Do you guys listen to the news?
Well, I don't really listen to the news much. I do catch a little NASCAR every once in a while.
Yeah, I catch that 5:30 news. It's that national news.
Hey, Bernie Sanders is about to run against Donald Trump for president. He backs the new Green Deal. Are you guys in favor of this?
Well, I like green. I mean, anything green is good, right? I mean, green is just good.
I got a green truck.
Well, yeah, you like that green truck too, don't you?
Uh-huh, I do, because it goes fast.
Well, let me tell you about what the new Green Deal under Bernie Sanders is. No cattle, no hogs, no fowl, no fish, no steaks, no ham, no catfish. Every building will be torn down to be rebuilt. But to pay for this, all you'd have to do is give the government all your property and all your cash. Are you okay with this?
Hell no!
No.
Wow. These guys, I thought they were going to kill themselves. I swear to God, they were just driving all over the place. They were going around in circles for the longest time. Listen to them. I mean, they went crazy. No pork, no steaks. Give away all your cash. Well, they got that, Just a couple of good old Rolla boys. Yeah. You know those people, don't you, Steve?
Yes.
Yeah, they're good guys, though. I mean, they're good
Unfortunately,
guys.
I do.
Yeah, you do. They're good guys, though, and they're from Rolla, and, I like to think of myself as almost being from Rolla. I've been here for, how long have I been here? 46 years.
I would think that would,
I think that I think
You're
I'm an official
entitled to
citizen.
I think so.
I spent about 30 years of that not having a lot of friends here, not being all that well accepted.
You spent more than half your life here.
I was sort of an anomaly, and I'm glad I had this resurrection of coming out from the closet as not a liberal Jew, but as a conservative Jew. Because now people probably know there are those. Some people in this town never saw a Jew, never met a Jew. And here I am talking about Jewishness on radio here, and I appreciate the opportunity. So, okay, I think we got 10 minutes. We got DeAnna Lorraine, a person who is oft times actually retweeted by Donald Trump. She has gotten really... hot, let's say, in terms of her popularity. I mean, she's got a huge following on Twitter, as does my last guest. That's Liz Cabrera. She has this thing floating on Twitter right now, this video, right, Lisa?
What?
I'm talking about Liz and her video.
Oh, yeah, her viral video about the Miami police and how they're dealing
with if you want to look that up while we're in a break, why don't you do that? Liz Cabrera on Twitter. Call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
Let me ask you something, partner. What are you doing for lunch? Surely you can do better than one of those fast food places or something that comes out of a brown bag. Come on over to Colton's Steakhouse and Grill. Lunch can be fun, tasty, affordable, and quick. Colton's has a special lunch menu. Steak, chicken, seafood, salad, sandwiches, and our Montana burger. Plus at lunch you get Colton's famous homemade yeast rolls. Now you got lunch plans. At Colton's, where we know what's at stake.
Colton's Steakhouse in Rolla.
The Akar Real Estate sign in the yard is your first step to sold. Whether buying or selling, put the best team of realtors to work for you. Akar Real Estate is the top-selling real estate agency in 4 counties. They work diligently to make your real estate transactions happen. Independently owned and operated for over 12 years by Delek Akar, broker-owner. When you want results that move you, call the professionals at Akar Real Estate at 368-SELL. That's Akar Real Estate at 368-7355.
Sales results obtained from Maris Incorporated.
If you're in the food business and your walk-in cooler quits, do you think you can call just any heating and refrigeration guy to fix it? Think again. Time is money, and you don't want to have to wait while an air conditioner repairman tries to figure out what's wrong. At Cox Brothers, food equipment repair is who we are. We have the specialized training and know-how to protect your expensive and fragile inventory while we repair your broken equipment. When you need food service repairs, go right to the experts. Cox Brothers Food Equipment Repair in St. James. We'll keep the hot side hot and the cold side cold.
Of the multiple choices for investing advice, the Brummett team at Stifel is ready, willing, and able to form a plan to suit your needs. Member of SIPC and NYSE, the Brummett team has been in business for 30 years. Call 573-364-8930. That's 573-364-8930. My son Aaron and I are proud clients of the Brummett team.
Fixing your computer should be as easy as learning your ABCs, right? Wrong. The easiest way to fix a computer is to take a hammer to it, but that doesn't fix anything. So go back to the ABC basics, or really just the A, like an A1 Tech of Rolla LLC. A1 Tech takes the stress out of repairs for you with quick turnaround on all electronic repairs. With mobile pickup and on-site services, including evening and weekends, A1 Tech will be sure to have you up and running as quickly as possible. Give them a call at 458-9175 or visit a1techofrolla.com.
If you've watched Storage Wars, you know how smelly and moldy your valuables can get. Daniel's climate-controlled units ends all that. It's like a spa for your stuff. Call Investment Realty at 364-4050 and reserve a unit for Daniel's climate-controlled and secure storage. That's 364-4050.
Hi, I'm Pat Tackett, broker for VIP Properties with offices in Salem and Houston. We welcome you to stop by one of our offices and visit. If you have any questions regarding real estate with buying or selling, all agents with VIP Properties will be happy to help you with your interest. We have a wide selection of listings with residential, farms, commercial, recreational, even a few live water properties. In Houston, call 417-967-8888 or Salem 573-729-7622. Thanks and stop by.
This is Rick Miller at Null & Son Funeral Home in Rolla. Since 1924, Null & Son Funeral Home has had the honor of serving families throughout Phelps County. Today, families can select a funeral service, burial, or cremation and have it tailored to fit their specific needs in order to honor the memory of their loved one in a personal and meaningful way. At Null & Son Funeral Home, we offer information that will help you make decisions that are just right for you and your family.
Follow me at daveweinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
Once they start trying to break down people's doors who they think they got something, or, we know that people are here to antagonize and incite, and you've got them all pumped today. They're not going to go to bed at 8 o'clock. They're going to turn their focus in the neighborhoods. I've got gangbangers with AK-47s walking around right now, just waiting to settle some scores. What are we going to do?
And the alderman wasn't exaggerating. In his ward, 2 Walgreens were burned down, along with restaurant shops and an entire strip mall. But when Lopez finished speaking, Mayor Lightfoot refused to respond. So Alderman Lopez demanded that she respond. Finally, she did. Watch.
I think you're 100% full of what I think. If you think
no offense, you then.
Hold on.
Who are you to tell me I'm full of
And if you think we were not ready and we stood by and let the neighborhood go up, there's nothing intelligent that I can say to you.
Well, maybe you should come out and see what's going on.
One of the stupidest things I have ever heard.
So that was the mayor, and I know we've got a caller. But I would like you to play what you just said right now, and caller, please I'll get to you as soon as I can.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
That's for the mayor of Chicago, Governor Lightfoot Beetlejuice. Take a good look at her. Holy cow, she looked like Beetlejuice. Anyways, hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Joe from Rolla. Okay, this you can look up on the internet immediately. A man by the name of Judah P. Benjamin was some high upper muckety-muck, speaking of the Civil War. He was a high-level money man for the House of Rothchild. Now, by chance, the Rabbi Rothchild you speak to, is that also one of the Rothschilds?
Well, he's not, okay? You're disinformed. He doesn't even have the spelling of the name, okay?
Just due to the similarity in name, Mr. Weinbaum, that's the only reason I asked.
All right, fine. I think we're done with the conversation right now. I find this to be very anti-Semitic right from the get-go. I want him off. Call somebody else. Okay? I'm not going to argue that. Already, he's putting the Rabbi Rothchild without the S. All right? And he's lumping him in with the Rothschilds in France. Give me a break. Okay, so we're back on the show. We've got, and I did that again. Darn it. Golly. Well, he upset me. You know, and I think we've got the Sicilian Spitfire coming up next, but I think we have got time for George Carlin and his vision about germs.
I never get infections. I don't get them. I don't get colds. I don't get flu. I don't get headaches. I don't get upset stomachs. And you know why? Because I got a good, strong immune system, and it gets a lot of practice. My immune system is equipped with the biological equivalent of fully automatic military assault rifles with night vision and laser scopes. And we have recently acquired phosphorus grenades, cluster bombs, and anti-personnel fragmentation mines. So, when my white blood cells are on patrol, reconnoitering my bloodstream, seeking out strangers and other undesirables, if they see any suspicious-looking germs of any kind, they don't around. They whip out the weapons, they wax them up, and deposit the unlucky fellow directly into my colon. Into my colon. There's no nonsense. There's no Miranda warning. There's none of that 3 strikes and you're out. First defense, bam! Into the colon you go.
I thought we weren't going to do bodily functions anymore, Steve.
Well, no.
And I got a caller. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mark from Raleigh.
Hi, Mark. What's up?
Hey, I just wanted to mention, I don't think anybody's ever mentioned this yet. I haven't heard it on any news. But, you know, the way to stop some of these rogue cops from doing what they do, I mean, whether you think there's many or not, we need to... You know, I was told, or I heard that this cop that put his knee on that guy had 18 infractions.
Yep.
You know what they need to do is hold whoever okayed him back on the streets responsible, whether it was internal affairs, whether it was the chief, whether it was the mayor. You know, they are complicit.
I agree with you 100%.
In this murder.
You are absolutely correct, and that's the kind of stuff they need to reform, and it has to do with sometimes with the police unions.
Well,
so I agree with you 100%. That needs to be done. That never should have happened. Never should have happened.
And after number 2.
Yeah, well, okay.
That, after the second infraction, whoever okayed him to go back on the street should be held accountable for his actions.
All right, listen to me. I got an interview right now. It's a scheduled interview. If you want to, you can call me back after the interview, okay? But
all right, thanks, buddy.
I've got to introduce us. Thank you too, because that was a great call, and I couldn't agree with you more. But I have people that I invite on the show, and this woman has a song.
Matchmaker, matchmaker, make
Come on,
me
DeAnna,
a match.
sing. I know you can
Find me
sing.
a find, catch me a catch. Matchmaker, matchmaker, look through your book
and
make me a perfect match.
Oh no, I screwed that up. Oh well.
Matchmaker, matchmaker, I'll bring
Come on, pick me up, DeAnna.
Make up your own words today.
Bring the groove, slender and pale. Bring me a ring, for I'm longing to be
the envy of all I see. Okay, this woman is passionate about making America great again. She's an author, star of TV, radio, and blogs, retweeted many times by President Trump. Please welcome the Sicilian Spitfire, DeAnna Lorraine. Lisa's applauding. She thinks the group and she thinks our audience is not loud enough. So she's helping.
They have
yes.
to social distance from us. See.
Oh yeah, well they do. They do. Well, they're piped in from the outside. You know, we don't let.
They're in the parking
We don't
lot.
let anybody in here. You know. Hell, it's bad if they let me in here. Anyways, kneeling is back. Before the flag, before BLM, that's Black Lives Matters. For those of you in Branson, whites being told to kneel before blacks, cats kneeling before dogs, butterflies kneeling to moths. What the hell's going on, DeAnna?
It's really a sad time during America, and it's worse than coronavirus because this is so preventable, what's happening right now. You know, and I felt like so much of the coronavirus was manufactured also.
Mm-hmm.
But right now it's truly manufactured. It is manufactured by the left for the sole purpose of trying to steal the election and cause civil unrest with us, and try to usher in their own totalitarian style of government, and rush this in very fast. They want us to be begging for government assistance to come in and and put a stop to all this civil unrest that they're creating. It's follow the money, and you can see the grid. You can see that they're the ones creating, funding Antifa. They're funding Black Lives Matter. I don't know if you've seen the money trail lately, but all of the money that goes to Black Lives Matter goes directly to the DNC, and vice versa. We have seen all of these celebrities come out and openly say that they're funding Antifa.
Yep.
And they're supporting all of these protests and the protesters. And Obama came out with a big blueprint, for helping the protesters, aka rioters, bailing them out of jail, giving them resources. So it's really a coordinated.
Are you sure that wasn't? Are you sure that wasn't for the? Are you sure that wasn't for the Tea Party people that were having gatherings in D.C.? Wasn't he trying to help them out?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely helping out everyone that's an agitator.
Yeah, he was calling out a National Guard to get rid of him. Him and the Democrats.
Right, exactly. He's his whole background is in community organizing.
Right.
That's what he does. He basically is Antifa. He is the commander-in-chief of these agitators, because that's what he studied all his years, is Alinsky tactics and community organizing. So this is he's in his prime right now coming up for this. He's planned for this for years. And it's really sad, to see the fact that we did survive COVID. Thank God. All the experts were wrong about their predictions. We survived it, and the very day that we start having the restrictions lifted is the George Floyd incident, and to see all of these thugs rip through cities and just destroy them is really heartbreaking.
And then you get the monetized, weaponized polls now saying that Biden is pretty much
right.
he's got a unsurmountable lead now, right? And how do you believe that based on what happened in the last election? But they're there, and they're weaponized and they're monetized. And what do you predict is going to happen in November?
Well, have you ever gotten one of these polls, by the way? Have you ever been called by a CNN or Fox poll or anything?
I really haven't. No.
No. I think.
Why wouldn't they ask you? Why wouldn't they ask me?
Who do they ask then? Who are these?
Beats me. I think they just sit in the back room and just say, "What can we get away with?" I mean, look, if you are saying back on November the 8th, which was my birthday, by the way, of 2016, on the election day, that Trump has no chance to win, 100% Hillary's going to win, and it comes out the way it did, how do you believe him anymore? Anybody.
That's the funny thing. These people have, I know there's clams and plants that have a faster learning curve than these people. They just don't. They don't learn that we literally just went through this in 2016, and all the polls were wrong, very wrong. And now they're doing the same thing again. They're trusting the polls. They have not learned anything. It's like 2016 haven't even happened yet. And great, good for them. They will be successfully hoodwinked again. I think that the majority of people are in support of Trump. I don't think that he lost over 15 points just through the COVID crisis of his handling of it. I just don't believe these things. And I think that the Democrats are really going to try to cheat any way they can. They are going to deploy every asset.
It's called mail-in voting on a wide scale, which is just a demand to cheat, in my mind.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I think they don't realize that they really overplayed their hand here, because everything that's happened with George Floyd over the last few weeks completely shatters their case for mail-in voting, right? It shatters their case for social distancing and keeping up this coronavirus fraud. It does, because if you can go and riot with 8,000 other people or protest, there's literally no need to have mail-in voting anymore. Then you can go to the polls. You can do everything normal. You can ease the lockdown.
Yep.
There's no need for any of these restrictions anymore. I'm not sure if they realize how badly they overplayed their hand, or if they think they can still fool us. But it just busts all.
Well, if you notice now, Black Lives Matter. All of a sudden, they have this mainstream now. They're mainstream. All right, seems like a hate white group to me, and also they're very discriminatory on which blacks' lives matters. Have they uttered a what's their policy on aborting black babies? I haven't heard that. 17 million black babies dead. And here I'm going to be criticized for saying that. I'm going to be called a racist for saying that. I'm defending 17 million black babies, and I'm racist because I'm asking what Black Lives Matter's position is on that. What is their position on people in the neighborhoods that they're marching in being killed who happen to be black? And it happens to be black on black crime. Do they have a position on that? But that makes me a racist, right? That makes me a racist. So figure that.
It completely suspends logic and reason, and that's what the whole sham is about everything. It doesn't make sense. And also, the coronavirus is very strategic because over 1,000 quote-unquote healthcare workers in fancy white coats just came out with a letter, that said that the coronavirus somehow magically skips Black Lives Matter protesters, and you can go to Black Lives Matter, and you can protest your want, you can riot, and somehow the coronavirus skips it. And social distancing and wearing masks, you don't have to do that. But they specifically said if you protest the lockdowns or any other cause, then
you're spreading
it. Then you're at risk of the
you're a criminal.
Coronavirus.
Stay
Have
home.
you ever heard of a virus?
Oh, yeah, it's amazing. I think it's an amazing scientific find.
Wow.
And I think we need to convince
you guys need to see this. Google
blacks
it.
who are immune to this disease to contribute their blood plasma so we can solve this worldwide pandemic. Wouldn't that be something?
But the worst thing about it is they think that people are that stupid to believe this insane junk science. But sadly, there are some people that actually believe this 1,000-person letter. Oh, well, this letter said that, then it must be true.
Well, somebody came up with this idea, DeAnna. Somebody that I know, and you know very well, came up with this idea. The idea is for Trump to call his rallies MAGA riots, and they'll be immune from COVID-19. Who thought of that?
I thought of that.
There you go. And you don't think I do
MAGA
research, huh? That's amazing. So you got six square blocks of Seattle have been captured violently by Antifa, and
oh my God!
And Washington State Governor Isley or whatever his name is, and Jenny from the Hood, the mayor. These idiots are going. They're going to get us all killed. Where are the Republicans? Right. Where's Trump? What are they going to do?
Well, I think the Republicans are actually being quite spineless, to be honest with you. I don't know how the rest of your studio feels, but I'm getting frustrated because I feel like we've been thrown to the wolves, left to fend for ourselves. I don't like it, and it feels like the Republicans haven't really stood up to this anarchy. Oh, they've given it lip service. They've said, oh, this is terrible on social media, but no one's really stood up to this. This is insanity. If we have city after city just topple, just get seized by radical anarchists, then it's going to come to a city near you soon. The rest of America they're going to keep getting hungrier, power hungry, and consume every other city, and no one's going to stand up. I mean, this should be easy. I had someone from my podcast yesterday make a comment to me, and the comment was a real gut check. He is from Eastern Europe, and he said, you know what, DeAnna, we're all watching from Europe and from other parts of the world in absolute horror at what's happening in America.
Yeah.
You guys are the most armed society. You have the most guns. You're able to use those guns, and you have the strongest military force on the planet. And you can't put out a couple of Antifa thugs and take back your communities?
Well,
what's going on?
There you go.
You guys just grab your guns, go out there, and take back control of your country.
We're very reticent, and understandably so, to fight back and do so without the proper provocation of taking over a country or taking over a set just based on force. There's got to be a direct relationship to going overboard by the people that are rioting, and I think they've achieved that level in Seattle.
I think so too.
I think so too. And I'm going to end on something else some wise person said. Since gatherings of under 100 are allowed, Biden can have all his rallies, but Trump can't. Who said that?
It was me.
That was you. Okay, listen. Is the president retweeting you lately?
No, he hasn't retweeted me in a couple of weeks.
I'll get on his butt. He's a little busy, but there's no reason to treat you like that. There's just no reason.
Thank you.
Other than
but
Dave.
I have been calling him out. I've been calling him out a little bit more, so maybe that's why. Maybe he's mad at me. But I've just been saying, we elected a president to be strong and to have cojones and to stand up to the deep state. Yeah. So I really hope that he does.
Well, he is the only person that is standing between us and anarchy, in my opinion.
Oh my gosh. He is.
Yeah.
He is the only voice of sanity.
Hey, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find you?
Please go to my website at DeAnnaLorraine.com and go to my Twitter at DeAnna4Congress. That's the number 4, DEANNA, the number 4 Congress. And you can also find me on Facebook. Join the party.
Hey, did you know that Nancy Pelosi travels Southwest Airlines exclusively?
I did not.
Well, apparently even old bags fly free there. Ladies and gentlemen, DeAnna Lorraine. Thank you, DeAnna. It's Steve, you got something? Oh, wait.
Hold
on.
Hi there.
Hold on. No,
Dave
hold on.
Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. I would never say in your case that you're fired, so I'll just say you're hired.
I think, DeAnna, I think that was for you. DeAnna, you there? That was for you. That was the president. He called while you were on the line. He says, is it your birthday? It was just your birthday, wasn't it?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
So there you go. I think it was a late birthday call, but he says you're hired. You need to get in touch with him right away because I think he doesn't want to hire me, apparently. Apparently he wants you on his team. Get in touch with the president right away, okay? Tweet him. All right, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. That's the funniest thing you've ever done, Steve. Good job. Oh, that was good stuff, right? That was good radio right there. Okay, so all you people that I have turned down can call me now, and that could be one of them.
Give you about 13 minutes.
All right.
We'll see if we can get them all in.
Yeah, well, there you go. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Dave, JL from St. James. Sorry that I'm calling so much. I'm sorry, man. I was late today.
I know. No, it wasn't a senior moment. You were waiting on a tool. What does that mean? You can't call me because you're waiting on a wrench? I swallowed a wrench.
Dave, turn your hearing aid up. Dave, turn your hearing aid up so you can hear.
Wait a minute. My wife told me that. Are you calling my wife a liar?
No.
Now, there you go. Now, let me tell you something about that wrench. I swallowed that wrench a couple years back and went to the doctor. And you know what the doctor told me? Doctor told me, this tool shall pass. This tool shall pass. All right, JL, what can I do for you?
Oh, boy. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm totally sick of this nonsense that's going on in our country.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, for once, I think I'm going to have to agree with my oldest son that's in the Army over in Italy. It's time for a new party. Get rid of them both, all of them, start all over. I'm so disgusted with the Republicans in the Senate voting the way they did, with the riots that are going on. So, okay, so you want to protest. That's fine, protest, but that doesn't mean that you have the right to kill police officers, kill other people, burn down stores, put people out of business, put people out of work. President Trump is correct. This has got to stop.
I'm in agreement with you. for a change. I couldn't agree more. Now, getting rid of all of them in government, I don't know. You're just going to get them back and corrupt. You know, I see that in McDonald's. You form new groups and things like that, and because some of McDonald's might be corrupt and may not be, and you see the same corruption going on in these big organizations as you do in the government. So I don't know.
Well, I think that you're right. I agree with you, but I'm ranting because I'm very upset at what is happening to my country.
Well, that's why you call the show, because you want to be calmed down by a really good and patient soul like myself, who never says things untoward anyone.
Yeah, right.
What are you laughing at, Steve?
Yeah.
I'm not laughing. I'm just wondering why Lisa's sitting there in silence.
Yeah, she's busy. She's busy.
Well, I was going to say, could I talk to the real person that calms the guy down, your wife? Come on.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead, honey. He wants to ask you a question. What do you got to say to JL? Honey, she's speechless right now.
I pretty much am. I don't know.
Yeah, she doesn't know. She's not.
Well, I'll tell you what. Bless you both. Listen, I do have a question for Miss Lisa.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you call a cow that just gave birth?
Well, it is a cow. That's the definition of a cow. All right, I give up.
Decaffeinated.
Oh. Hey, JL, that was weak.
Yeah, I think you told it about 2 weeks back.
Like decaffeinated. No, that was about.
Would you get us some new jokes? Come on, why don't you write a joke? See if you can do that.
We like the livestock jokes, though.
You're funny. You're funny looking. I mean, you're funny. I'm sure you could be funny. Okay. Thank you, JL. You have a great weekend. Thanks for participating on the show.
This week.
All right, we have another caller, I think. Is that right? All right, we have another caller. Thank you, JL. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Chester from north of Doolittle.
Oh, hello, Chester. How are you? What did we do wrong today?
You didn't do anything wrong today.
Oh, good.
Well, a few things, but I won't mention them.
Oh, yeah. Well, you will later. I know you will. You can't help yourself.
Sure I can. Anyway, the problem that everybody is seeing here is that we have no concept of civics anymore, and everybody wants to push everything up to the national level. Just like the previous caller there, right. We need to tear the parties down. We need to do this. No. Here's what needs to happen: the cop who appears to have murdered the guy needs to be prosecuted, and that solves everything. The problem we have is we have idiots in cities like Rolla doing marches now towards the police department in Rolla, like as if it's Rolla's fault that everything is screwed up in this country, when in fact it's just that people are bloody idiots. They have no clue what the hell they're doing. They're voting for the Democrats, the blue states everywhere. Mm-hmm. They have Democrats running these cesspool cities for decades, and now everybody is surprised that, oh my God, something has gone wrong, and we don't know what to do. So what we need to do is we need to tear down everything and start from scratch. Whether third party, whatever we need.
And by the way, who runs Minneapolis?
The Democrats.
Who runs the state of Minnesota?
The Democrats.
Who runs California?
The Democrats.
Who runs Washington State?
Exactly, the Democrats.
Who's the mayor of Seattle?
No, let's go even further. Do you know today, actually already yesterday, there's this story out, they don't know who made the decision for the police to pull out of that precinct in Seattle. That's the chief of police saying, I don't know who made that decision.
Wow.
Excuse me, you're the
why did she take the order?
You were for the mayor.
Yeah.
One or the other of you.
I thought she indicated that the mayor told her to step down.
She hasn't said that.
Oh, that's interesting.
They don't know who.
Was it Antifa that told her to get the hell out? And she went?
They're kind of saying there's some kind of like a recommendation or a plan or whatever, and it's like, and then it was implemented, and nobody really knows for sure. It's total incompetent insanity.
So maybe even George Soros told her to get the hell out of there.
Well, it doesn't matter who. I mean, they just pulled out.
There you go.
And that is the insanity you have here, because this is... Now, if you want to protest against police brutality in Minnesota, then go to Minnesota and knock yourself out.
There you go.
If you want to protest on behalf of Black Lives Matter, then go to Chicago, where 18 people were murdered last weekend.
Wow. Yeah.
And the news media, although they'll tell you that, and they will put the photos up of a few of them, but they won't show that all 18 of them were black. They will not put the names of all 18 people to tell you that they were black. They won't do that.
If you had been listening to my show, we covered that in the opening song and in another bit where they had an open meeting. And this guy is claiming that he is a alderman, and he's telling the mayor of Chicago that what happened, complaining about the very thing you're talking about, and the mayor wouldn't respond to him. And finally he demanded a response, and other than swearing at him and him swearing back, she pretty much said that we couldn't have done anything more than we did.
And on top of that, that very same mayor who is firing cops because a cop gave the finger to somebody.
Yeah.
But it's okay for her to say F you to the President of the United States.
Sure.
See, that's how perverted all of this has become. But as long as the people of Chicago vote for that mayor, who am I to criticize?
Yep. All right.
Have a wonderful day.
Listen, thank you so much. Hi to Martha, too.
Yep.
Okay, take care, Chester. Good call.
Bye-bye.
All right, is that who I think it is?
Yes, it is.
Oh, wow,
Yes,
she's early.
it is. Yes,
She's
she's
early.
always early. Come on.
All right, I know. Well, let's go to the. I was going to do a break, but we can't. What happened? Hello, are you there?
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Let's hit it! All right, everybody, get up! Let's go! Come on! Andale!
Dale!
We're in Fuego! Come on, we're going to have a thing like Seattle. We're going to go crazy. Okay? We're going to take over. We're going to take over this radio station just for
Wait a minute.
10, 12 minutes.
I
But
need
what
to
the hell?
videotape some of that. Go ahead.
No.
Do some
I'm
more.
done. I'm done. No. A little slow on the camera. Just a little slow on the camera. I have to introduce this person. This person at the age of 6, this woman climbed on the back of a great white shark who swam her from Cuba to the shores off of Miami, where she became an America fiery Latina and a patriot. Please welcome the fiery Latina from Miami, Liz Cabrera. Woo-hoo! There you go. Liz, thank you for taking a break out of your busy schedule, because you seem to be always tweeting. When do you sleep?
God, I do, but last night this tweet took off. I have right now 2.13 million people viewing it.
Okay, tell us about that, because I heard about this. My wife is telling me about it. Wait a minute. She's got a video. Speak real loud, okay? She's got a video into Twitter that has how many followers now?
I'll tell you right now. Let me look at it
All
right
right.
now. I'm speaking 2.3 million right now.
Wow. How do we get this video?
Okay, let me explain. I told you for the longest time that I am in a Latinos for Trump group.
Oh, okay.
Where it's underground. There's 230 something of us. There's many people in politics, police officers, not police officers, Cubans, Latinos, blacks, people from all over. A lot of them from Florida.
Yeah.
That's how I find out about all the events. They posted it last night. They never got a like on it, I guess, because I grabbed it. You know me, fiery Latina, and boomed it. You threw it to my telephone. I got the rights of it now. So I belong to the group. So
do you get $1 for every retweet? Think about that. If you got $1 for every retweet, holy cow!
I wish. But no, in reality, let me tell you why I'm doing everything that I'm doing, and I know you know why.
Well, I know why, but tell our people.
I love this country. I was born in Cuba. I am against communism. I love this president. I stand for the police department. I stand for everything that's fair. I don't believe in discrimination, black, white, Cuban, American, Jew, Catholic, whatever you are. I don't believe in any of that. I believe in what's right. And we need to take our country the right way. And I'm very concerned. We cannot have Antifa taking over different cities here in the United States, little by little. This is what was done in Cuba. Believe it, it was a small island, but it happens that way.
Yeah.
I remember it clearly. They're trying to intimidate the people in the United States. They're trying to take the police officers off the streets so they can control the streets. They want to take your gun so they can control you. Trust me on what I'm saying. Everybody that's hearing this today that loves this country, I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, atheist, Jew, Catholic, whatever you are, black, white, Cuban, American, I don't know, whatever you are, you love this country and you're making money here. You owe something to this country. Stand up for it and fight now.
So you compare what's going on now to Cuba, right?
Oh my God! To me, it's a mirror image, and I was a little girl, 6 years old, and I remember it. So this is a mirror image, and I am concerned, and I really want, and I'm gonna make this shout out on your show right now. First of all, that all my friends follow the show, and second of all, I want the President of the United States to take action. I don't care how he does it.
So you've got probably about 2.3 million people listening to this right now, right? I hope.
I'm praying. Yes, I put it all over, and I hope that everybody retweets me. And listen, it's going so fast that I'm like shocked every time I look at the numbers. They keep going. So this is viral for sure. And the thing is not about me, okay? It's about you've known that from the beginning I wanted this president to win a second term. Because I believe he's the best thing for this country.
So what do Liz? What do Latinos think about defunding the police?
They don't like it. That's why that group that I'm telling you that I'm in, they're talking about it all day long. We're like obsessed. We are obsessed. My friends are out there every freaking weekend. They go to the Miami Tropical Park and they stand there with signs. They go to Hialeah and they stand there with signs. They go around Trump Doral and they go with their cars with Trump signs. They are to the point of obsession, like me. It's something that gets in your blood once you know that you're a Cuban and that you've experienced communism. This thing is not going to go away from you anytime soon. It's like worse than COVID-19. So basically what I'm saying right now is please, everybody that's listening to this show, follow Dave Weinbaum. Follow me on Twitter at Liz Cabrera 55. Listen to the people that are saying the real news. Don't listen to the fake news media. Pelosi and Biden, please, oh God Almighty, save us from these people. They are corrupt. They are evil. They have no class. They're in it for themselves. They're criminals. Talking to both Biden, and he can't even speak. He needs to go into a nursing facility.
Why isn't there a natural alliance between Black Lives Matter and Latinos? I think the left made the mistake of clumping you together, thinking that no Latinos would vote for Trump, and they were mistaken. He actually got decent vote from the Latinos in the last election.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
The Black Latinos that are in my group underground too. We're fighting together as a group. And let me tell you, remember the time I told you on your show a while back that, and you said it too, that the two nationalities that were going to make the most impact on this election was going to be the blacks and the Latinos?
Yeah.
As a whole, that stands. It's going to be that way.
So there is a big percentage of black Latinos in America as well. Is that correct?
Yes. There's regular blacks and black Latinos. All of us. Did you see the president with the blacks in the White House the other day?
Yes, I did.
Yes,
I did.
How they're all for him? Yes.
Yeah. I mean, and I believe a lot of this has to do with that perceived support of President Trump by blacks and these riots in black neighborhoods. And I talked about this in my opening monologue today, which saying that this is a reminder to blacks about who controls things, and if you're for Trump, you're going to be in trouble. And and the example is being set by destroying where they're not destroying downtown areas, or they are, but they are also destroying where? Black neighborhoods.
Yes, and maybe black businesses too.
Oh, definitely black businesses.
And they're affecting their employment and everybody's employment. See, this is escalation. Let me ask you a question. I have a question for you. Where did COVID-19 go all of a sudden?
Well, it became immune to black protesters and Antifa, to Black Lives Matters, because they can't catch COVID-19. Did you know that? It was scientifically proven.
And who are they going to call now? Ghostbusters when the police is not around?
You know what? I was going to use that as the joke. Now you're taking away my joke, and it was yours. Yeah. If we can't call the cops, who are we going to call? Ghostbusters. Who said that? You did. And now it's ruined. Oh, you ruined my my closing.
You know why?
Why?
Dave, because you and me, for some reason, are on the same wavelength.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I think that's definitely true. Really, I mean, it's very interesting that, the way we got together and the way we met.
Yes.
Because, we're from different existences, and we agree on just about everything, except you have a lot more energy than I do. I've got to tell you that. Holy cow.
You do have a lot of energy.
I'm old, Liz. I'm old.
So am I. Dave, how old do you think I am? I won't say it. Maybe I'll say it.
I'm not going to. What? I'm going to insult you? I'm not going to insult you. My wife is here watching this, and if I say the wrong thing, not only will you be mad at me, but I got to sleep with her, and she'll do things to me in the middle of the night that are unspeakable.
I'm gonna take a guess at it, Liz. Okay.
Oh God.
I'm afraid.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say 29.
Oh, 29. Keith, he says 29. I was gonna say 25. But
let me tell you,
my wife's 29.
My daughter,
my son's 30. Figure it out.
Figure this one out. My daughter is older than 29.
Your daughter is older than 29. Wow.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, she's got to be a real looker if she's your daughter, right?
She's got she's half Italian, half Cuban. She's got dark skin like me, green eyes. She's black hair, beautiful. Yes.
That's fiery.
Yeah.
That's spice on top of fiery, right there.
Yeah.
So now that you guys are all down there, it's Miami and it's open. Is it swinging again down there?
I don't know, Dave. I'll tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm swinging on Twitter, and people must think, oh, I'm the hottest thing on Twitter. I'm not. I'm home tweeting. I don't go out a lot. I do go out to dinner. It's a lot of fun when I go out. The last time I went out, there was a bunch of Latinos there. I did another video in the place.
Cool.
I can't control.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
I can't control. I've lost control.
Well, you are now. You're famous, and part of it is.
I'm not.
Oh yes, you are. Don't tell me you're not. I know. I can see how many retweets you get, and you're getting more and more and more, and it's really something. So.
And now it's.
Do you ever think about running for office?
Somebody mentioned it to me, but it's actually somebody in the party mentioned it to me, but I never took it seriously. It's funny. I just think of me as me. I'm really trying to be me and trying to be. I'm not in it for money. I'm not in it for fame and glory. I'm in it for my country, and maybe that's what's showing out.
And that's why you'd make a great representative for your area in Miami. That's it. Because you really love the country. You're not in it for the money.
No, it's passion.
That's why it must be you. I think I'm quoting from the Gladiator movie. And that is why you must be the next Caesar of Rome. Okay? Congresswoman Liz Cabrera. Senator Liz Cabrera. President Liz Cabrera. I could see it.
No. I tell you, I love this country so much. I am so thankful to it. I don't understand. I'm going to cry. Shoot, I didn't want to do this.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry to make you cry, but I know you do. I know you love the country. There's no doubt about it.
Let me tell you something.
Yes.
Anybody that was given a right to come to this country owes everything to it.
Yeah.
They better remember that.
it's, you know what, your perspective is such that, we lose that because, our answer, almost everybody came from somewhere else. I mean, except for the Native Americans, but eventually at one time they came from where? They came from Russia, from crossing the Bering Sea, the islands there and stuff. But then again, I don't know if they had anybody living in America, humans, before the Native Americans came over. But that saying it, everyone else that's from here, basically we are people that came from somewhere else that is beginning to that was oppressive, and we came here for freedom, and we sort of established an unperfect freedom here. Obviously, being a slave was not free, but we created that, and finally figured out that that's not the right thing to do, and figured out that blacks should not be slaves. And eventually, we're still improving. We're still getting there, but we've got to maintain what this country is. It's the home of the American dream. Nobody else has that in the world, and anybody could accomplish it. It just takes a little bit of effort.
Exactly. You can be anything you want in the United States if you want it bad enough. Honestly. You can get anything you want in the United States. Anything. But you got to want it.
All right.
You got to work for it.
Liz, where can people find you?
Liz Cabrera, 55, and on the Dave Weinbaum Show. Anytime him and Lisa and all the crew in your radio show want me, I'm here for you.
Well, thank you, darling, and I really appreciate you. I wish I had another joke for you, but I just can't think of one. I feel too serious right now because, this is important stuff, and you run for something and let me know. I'll help you out. Okay.
Okay.
I'm serious. Okay. Thank you, Liz. You have a great weekend.
May God bless you.
God bless you
for the work you're doing.
Thank you so much. Okay. Oh, wow. That's something else, isn't it?
Yep.
2.3 million.
That's crazy.
Views.
Wow. Excellent.
On a video she did when? Like this morning or something? Or last night?
It's one of the Miami police combating rioters.
Yeah, wow.
And their defense and how they persevere. And
did you find it?
I watched it this morning.
Okay.
Along with Moshe's video?
Yeah.
See, I do research.
So we got two videos that are that Moshe Rothchild without the S, dumbass. Well, I don't want to go there. Without the S. Who is not related to the rich ones, is got a video of his kids. And Steve is indicating that he's got sore thumbs or we need a break. So we got to do that right now. So call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
Sydney's in Rolla reminds you they're open each day, Tuesday through Saturday. If you're looking for something to do, stop in. They're open till 1:30 a.m. each night. Also, they have a menu of appetizers to choose from like jalapeno poppers, steak bites with bacon, and more. Escape to Sydney's with over 100 whiskeys to choose from or signature drinks and over a dozen beers on tap. Sydney's, 707 North Pine, downtown Rolla, where friends meet.
Every business needs just the right sign to get people into your business. Missouri Neon Outdoor is here to help. Missouri Neon Outdoor has been family-owned and serving the Ozarks for 80 years. Outdoor advertising remains one of the most cost-effective ways for businesses to build awareness and drive customers to their door. And they offer billboard coverage in over 25 counties in southwest Missouri. Missouri Neon Outdoor has an expert creative staff that can design a great look for you. Call today for available locations in your area. 1-800-788-1778.
If you're in the food business and your walk-in cooler quits, do you think you can call just any heating and refrigeration guy to fix it? Think again. Time is money, and you don't want to have to wait while an air conditioner repairman tries to figure out what's wrong. At Cox Brothers, food equipment repair is who we are. We have the specialized training and know-how to protect your expensive and fragile inventory while we repair your broken equipment. When you need food service repairs, go right to the experts. Cox Brothers Food Equipment Repair in St. James. We'll keep the hot side hot and the cold side cold.
Dear people who haven't had a Big Mac, who saw millions of people enjoying something and said, no thanks. We're not giving up on you, because today is a new day. A day for a burger that has a bun in the middle because it can. A day for a sauce so special they put it on there twice. A day for McDonald's most McDonald's burger. So go, because today's your day for a Big Mac.
Now available in 3 sizes, including the new Little Mac and Double Big Mac burgers at participating McDonald's for a limited time.
Moving, let's talk about Salem, Missouri, and what we have to offer. We are located in the center of Missouri, center of the USA, with a great school system, college, beautiful country club. Rivers within 1 hour drive include Jack's Fork, Piney, Gasconade, Merrimack, and 2 state parks. If you're looking to enjoy life with recreation or just enjoy life, call VIP Properties, Pat Tackett, broker, 103 East 4th Street, Salem, Missouri, 573-729-7622.
Let me ask you something, partner. What are you doing for lunch? Surely you can do better than one of those fast food places or something that comes out of a brown bag. Come on over to Colton's Steakhouse and Grill. Lunch can be fun, tasty, affordable, and quick. Colton's has a special lunch menu. Steak, chicken, seafood, salad, sandwiches, and our Montana burger. Plus at lunch you get Colton's famous homemade yeast rolls. Now you got lunch plans. At Colton's, where we know what's at stake.
Colton's Steakhouse in Rolla.
Follow me at daveweinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
This all goes back to the publisher and his unwillingness to stand up to a bunch of 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds who are raised on social justice seminars on our campuses. They need to behave like grown-ups, not like children who are confronted with an opinion that they don't like.
Well, what you just said is astounding. The New York Times asked you to write the op-ed, and you did, and they published it, and then the op-ed page editor said, hey, you know what, I didn't even read it. So it's just kind of crazy. And now that they've taken it down and they've apologized and people have been let go, what does it say about getting both sides of a story in the New York Times?
Well, it says don't expect to see both sides of a story in the New York Times. And in fact, they said last week they were going to reduce the number of opinion pieces they run. So I will say in advance to the world, you're welcome for reducing the amount of left-wing nonsense that you have to read in the New York Times editorial pages.
The woke people who are now running the New York Times, the 25, 30-year-olds who are getting rid of even the New York Times editorial page people and other people in management who are also very biased, but not as biased as they need to be. The woke people are now trying to run our lives into socialism, and they're having some success. They're having some success, and they were taught all this by who? By professors in college who were seated by communists, who were seated by communist China and the Ukraine and Russia. And they've been doing this for 50, 60 years, and it's paying off. We have to stop it in its tracks, ladies and gentlemen. And while I'm here, I know we got another break we got to take, but if you want to call the show, 573-364-4433. I need to do this because a lot of people contribute to the show, and they push the show. People like Gary out in Texas, Killebrew, Liz, who you just heard, she's a great promoter of this show. She promoted it like the minute I called her or got a hold of her. Paige out of Virginia, Eve, Mini Tiger, Irish Eileen. We have a caller, right? Hi there, welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, it's Brian. You wanted me to call you back?
Go ahead.
Yeah. The problem with when the people are allowed to take over like this in one small space is this is going to spread all over the country. Mm-hmm. And you've got people these are not acting like citizens. They're acting like enemy combatants from another country. And so their civil rights are not the same when they act that way. If I joined some other army in some other country, especially an enemy country, my civil rights would probably be terminated.
Oh, definitely. But
Okay,
we're not in that country. We're in America.
Well, Dave said it best earlier. This is an act of civil war right here with them guys trying to take over and say they can do what they want to do. So
yeah,
but let's say I go to China and I enlist in the Red Army, and so then I come back over here. My civil rights are already terminated at that point, I'm sure. Okay, and if I come back over here and somehow get in and start using military-style tactics to gain control of an area, the U.S. government has 100% complete rights to shoot me for that.
To shoot you for that?
If I join...
No, I don't think they do have 100% rights to shoot you without due process.
If I joined a...
if there's a war...
If I was a member of another country and was using military-style tactics to gain control of an area in this country, then I think they have a right to shoot me for doing something like that, because that is not even close to being an American. That is actually
I would say that I would not reveal your location. Now I'm advising you, do not reveal your location. Because who knows what's going to happen. And I think the United States has to be very careful about overreacting, but they've got to do something, and they got to do it in a very mannerly, lawful way if they want to keep their own citizens lawful. It's got to be done by the book. That's why you don't see people thrown in jail every day here.
And being... or whoever that was that does not want to bring out the National Guard. There's been some governors and stuff that have resisted using the National Guard because of the precedent that it sets.
Right.
I get that. I don't like doing that, although it may come to being necessary. But I do think we need to turn the police loose and stop hounding them if they have to do...
And when you take over for a governor of a state, it's supposed to be done locally. And when you take over for a governor or a mayor, that's a big deal. And it needs to be done very carefully and in certain amount of steps that aren't all that quick but yet fast enough to eventually take care of the problem. You can't just go in there and invade with military overnight. Now, you give them a chance to handle their own problem. If they refuse to do it, then you got to do the scut work to make it a legal process to go. And they've already done that by calling Antifa, labeling them as terrorists. Okay,
that's a good thing. Yeah, that's a good thing.
Okay.
That opens the door to being able to use the police in full tactical gear with, SWAT team style tactics.
Right, and here's the problem they have. The local government is actually they're helping these people. They're helping the Antifa. They're setting up infrastructure. They're setting up bathrooms and shelter and electricity. They're keeping the electricity flowing, the water flowing. Okay, they are helping these people do this. They are going to agree not to have police there. Okay,
they are traitors. They need to be diselected.
Well, of course, I would say you make that real clear. It's still pretty fresh. You make it pretty clear, and then you go in. But you don't go in. You don't go in and recklessly shoot people. Let them get their women out. Let them get their children out first. Let them
I agree.
And just give them some warning that, look, if you don't come out of there with your hands up and your weapons on the ground, we're going to have to come in there and de-weaponize you and arrest you. That's what I would do.
Yeah, this is turning into a bad situation.
Of course.
And I hope these people are living under no police right now are getting a taste of liberal policies and what it's like.
They're living under their own policing. Let's put it that way. Let's see how long that lasts.
That turns out.
All right, Brian, I got to go. I got another commercial I have to do. Is that correct, Steve?
Yes.
Yes, and, that's where the money goes, right, to his pocket. So thank you so much for the second call. I appreciate it. And you have a great weekend. Call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
Price Chopper in Rolla for the best quality products and the freshest produce in the area. With a full-service deli, bakery, and butcher cafe, you can feed the whole family with ease. Cold cuts to sushi, barbecue, and a huge salad bar. Kick back and relax, and enjoy your lunch in our dining room, located in Forum Plaza on Forum Drive in Rolla. Don't forget to sign up for a rewards program and save money on groceries today. For orders and catering, give them a call today at 573-364-1771. Open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Price Chopper in Rolla.
Owning a business can be tough, and knowing what insurance you need can be confusing. Help is here with the Daniel and Henry Company. Daniel and Henry Company is an independent insurance broker providing a full range of risk management and insurance products and services for clients locally, nationally, and internationally. They find cost-effective solutions for your business and personal needs, from work comp, general liability, property and auto, and all points in between. Protecting your business is their business. Call Richard Boyette at the Daniel and Henry Company today, 314-444-5011.
Make the whole family happy by bringing home Lee's famous recipe chicken. Choose from one of our many different specials, like the 16-piece classic or breast strip family meal, to the 8 different daily lunch specials. Call today for your next catering at 573-364-9330 or visit us on the web at leesrolla.com or just stop by Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Rolla at 1902 North Bishop Avenue.
Welcome to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Tonight's feature is Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, featuring their greatest hits, guaranteed low prices, guaranteed work, and their #1 hit, locally owned and operated. So call and get your tickets to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, 364-9101. That's 364-9101. Melrose Asphalt is a local business and not an actual rock band.
Lavish Day Spa is the place to get rid of all your stress and worries. We are a full-service spa and salon. I myself specialize in deep tissue massages. My favorite client is my father, Dave Weinbaum. Call 364-0905 to set your relief from pain and strain. That number again is 364-0905. Lavish Day Spa.
Reality check number 22. On a scale of 1 to 10, shouldn't customer service be an 11? At Town & Country Bank, we have a solution for that. Walk into any Town & Country and you'll feel welcome right away. We're your neighbors. If you're a customer, we'll probably even call you by name. It's just what neighbors do. Town & Country Bank. Smart, friendly solutions. Member FDIC.
If you've watched Storage Wars, you know how smelly and moldy your valuables can get. Daniel's climate-controlled units ends all that. It's like a spa for your stuff. Call Investment Realty at 364-4050 and reserve a unit for Daniel's climate-controlled and secure storage. That's 364-4050.
Shop, click, and drive. Getting a new Chevy is easy at Fairground Auto Plaza in Rolla. Right now, get 0% financing for 72 months on all new 2020 Chevy Silverado 1500 Custom Crew Cabs with GM financing or $5,500 cash allowance. Fairground Auto Plaza is making your new vehicle purchase easier than ever. Just shop, click, and drive. Visit Fairground Auto Plaza online or in person at 100 Fairgrounds Road in Rolla. Chevy, find new roads.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
Who are we? Well, at this point, we're becoming North Korea. We now believe in blood guilt. We punish people for the sins of their relatives. We don't allow individuals to have private thoughts. We hurt anyone who disagrees with orthodoxy. We demand that the innocent plead guilty to things we know they didn't do, and then read their confessions in public to prove they've been re-educated. And then we brag about doing all of this. Obviously, something terrifying has descended on America, and it's easy to see if you stand back what has happened. Terrible ideas suddenly have free reign. Why? Because no one pushes back. Those ideas are met with supine weakness. You've seen it happen 1,000 times. Some professional activist says something crazy and destructive because that's what professional activists do, always. Defund the police! What's changed, what's brand new, is that no one in charge has the stones to disagree.
There you go. That's Tucker Carlson. He's being eviscerated by the left on this, losing sponsors left and right. Watch him, support him, like you support this show, like Walk Away Lib, Irritated Woman. Lisa just got a message from Killebrew, wanted to call the show. She's got to do that. Come on, Killebrew. I used to root for your uncle, Killebrew, who was a great major leaguer. John, Jeff, right-wing Jewish, Denny, Barb, Elizabeth, Joe, Joanne, Manny, Elena, John, Brendy, William, Kenny, JJ, Karen, and Alderson. All right, so we got about, 30 seconds?
10
seconds. All right, thank you so much for listening to my show. I'll be back with another edition of the Dave Weinbaum Show next Friday. Thank you so much.
You are listening to